Hey, Prime members, you can listen to Crime and Sports early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Download the app today.
In the depths of an Atlanta forest, a clash between activists and authorities ends in tragedy. I'm Matthew Scher, and on my new podcast, We Came to the Forest, we expose the hidden truths behind a shootout that left one activist dead and countless lives forever changed. Binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest ad-free on Wondery Plus.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Crime and Sports.
Yay!
Yay, indeed, Jimmy. Yay, indeed. My name is James Pietragallo. I'm here with my co-host.
Hi, Jimmie Whisman.
Thank you, folks, so much for joining us.
Yeah.
We are excited, as always, for Crime and Sports.
James is stumped.
I am.
Yeah?
Yeah, between the edible and I've slept what? Maybe...
That's enough right there.
Yeah, in 2 weeks, maybe enough for 3 days in 2 weeks if you spread that out over 2 weeks. A lot going on, and but yeah, edible too.
Yeah.
It's a lot
Coming together today.
25 milligram watermelon ring. These things add up. That'll happen, and you might introduce the show wrong, but that's okay because you'll never hear that. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Honestly, we do appreciate it. Yeah. If you're first time joining us, welcome, and we have a crazy story for you. And there's 233 more crazy stories for you.
Right.
First of all, thank you, everybody, for everything you've done for us this week and every other week. We do appreciate it. iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever the shit they want to call that over there. The purple icon where you listen to podcasts if you have an iPhone.
Right.
That thing. Those reviews help a lot. I don't know why.
The Apple platform.
Yeah, I'm here. We're comedians. We don't know why. No. We don't build sites, so we have no idea, but get on there and give us 5 stars because we do know that helps drive you up the charts.
We've been told.
That's right. Head over to shutupandgivememurder.com as well. That helps a lot, and also you can get all your information and everything for the show and your merchandise. Tons of merch up there now. You got to see, if you listen to Small Town Murder, there's great Christmas sweater cheer up bitch design, which you're gonna love that. So check that out now. That's up.
One.
It's hilarious too.
Yeah.
It's awfully wonderful. So get into that. And bonus material. My goodness, if you want bonus stuff, we have bonus stuff.
Oh, it's plentiful.
Plentiful bonus stuff. Last week we did Athlete Imposters, which were people impersonating athletes hilariously. The stories these people told to say that it was amazing. A guy who was 6'3" trying to say he was Bill Russell.
Yeah.
His story was remarkable. And then athletes actually impersonating other athletes, which is
whatever reason.
Getting arrested and saying you're this guy. It's amazing. So people trying to make football teams that didn't play football based on saying you're someone else.
Right.
Amazing stuff. So check that out. And also you'd get all the access to all the Small Town Murder stuff as well. And we did the Chris Watts documentary.
Wow, boy.
Which was just, God, that guy's a jerk. So we did that last week. And you can get access to this and everything else very easily at patreon.com/crime and sports.
Sweet.
Super simple to do that. And, lots of good stuff. And Jimmy will also mispronounce your name at the end of the show. So
I will.
Don't forget that. And in addition to that, if you want to just want to have good karma and get your name messed up, you can do that over at PayPal as well using our email address, crimeandsports@gmail.com. Let's do this.
Great.
Let's get into it because we have a real asshole this week.
Yeah.
Because it's weird. We had Albert Hainsworth, and Hainsworth is he's a hybrid idiot asshole.
Yeah.
Because he's not dumb.
No.
He's very smart.
Yeah.
But he's also dumb. He does dumb things, which makes it even dumber because he's smart.
Yeah, and then when he fucks up,
he should know about
he's
it.
a special kind of asshole because his kids suffer the most.
That's what I mean. Then he's an asshole, too. So he's a hybrid.
Yeah.
This guy here, 100% pure from a mountain stream. Unfiltered asshole.
Oh, great.
From the fucking top of the mountain. Asshole, ho, ho. And it flows down so purely.
Great.
So like an Austrian mountain snow.
The easiest to hate.
Oh boy, is this going to be fun.
Right.
A pompous asshole, and he's English too, which we like the English people, but when you get someone who does what he did and he's a pompous asshole and you put on a British accent to it, his face is just punchable. You just want to punch it.
Truly.
If you put any accent on it, but I don't know what it is. This particular guy is the only guy who makes an English accent punchable. Normally, I love that accent.
Yeah.
It makes everything better.
Yeah.
Everything. You can say the dumbest shit, but if you say it in an English accent, I'll go, I'm listening. Keep going.
This guy's really fucking up Jason Statham's swag.
Keep going. Not this guy.
No.
This guy deserves a punch in the face. His name is Adam Johnson.
Oh.
Do you know who he is by any chance?
Wait, yes, I do.
Okay.
No, I don't.
No, exactly.
He's a soccer player. Yeah.
He's a soccer player.
I do know who he is.
His last name is Johnson, so keep that in mind because it's very fitting that his last name would be something that correlates to a penis.
And the fun part about this is there's got to be uncountable amounts of Adam Johnsons in this world.
You can find an Adam Johnson that does just about anything, Jimmy. That's the great part. Literally, just about anything.
Of course.
Adam Johnson.
Fantastic.
His name is the most basic name in the world. He's born July 14th, 1987. So one of our younger people, I would say. Who's the youngest we've ever done? Niles Ranger, maybe? I think it was Niles. He was born like 98 or some shit. I don't remember when, but it was in the 90s.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to find anybody much younger than that's professional and fucked it up already.
And that quickly, yeah. Especially now, because it's a little bit different now.
I watched the Great British Bake Off.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a boy, I'll say boy, he's 20. That's a fucking child. The guy said, I was born.
Guy?
Yeah, Peter.
Yeah,
Peter.
Weirdo, yeah.
Born in 2000.
Yeah,
I wanted to kick him square in his bacon dick.
You shouldn't know how to do any of this baking shit.
You shouldn't be that great at this.
He's like somebody's grandmother crammed into the weird body of a fucking strange 20-year-old British man.
You homeschooled dork.
He's a fucking weirdo. I don't want that one to win.
No, I want him to go home real fast. Yeah. I want Laura to win. She's great.
There's the one, she's really good.
Right.
And
Hermione?
That's the one.
Hermina.
Yeah, she's great.
Know.
The one that we sit there and we're just like, get this fucking guy out of here. What the hell's his name?
Dave.
Yeah. It's Dave.
I hate Dave.
Mr. Mediocre.
Yeah, right.
He always sucks. He's always in the middle. Right in the middle of the pack, and they're always like, well, his is kind of shitty. Yeah, but it's not as shitty as that. Right. And then there's always somebody who fucked up spectacularly, and Dave skates through with that look on his face. Just want to go over and fucking clothesline him off his stool and then dump flour on him. Just a whole bag of it. Pow!
Mark
Go home!
Mark overcooked one biscuit.
You're out of the tent, bitch!
And we're going to let Dave stick around?
Fuck Dave.
Dave's never been Baker of the Week.
This is the most intense Great British Bake Off conversation
because they're
that's
always
ever
nice
happened.
to each other.
Yeah.
It's not fair.
No, I love it. That's the thing. When you watch that show, okay, Americans, if you have not watched it, I don't care if you give a shit. Do this just for a social experiment.
Yeah.
Watch 5 minutes of the Great British Bake Off. Watch it.
Watch the beginning and then fast forward to the end when somebody leaves. Watch the tears, not from somebody leaving because they're pissed off because they're better than somebody else.
In America,
everybody's crying.
Oh, no. We're so sad. They try to help each other. Over here, when somebody leaves, the talking heads would be like, that motherfucker's gone now. That's right. I told him his cake was bullshit and he couldn't fucking hang with mine.
Should have joined this alliance.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. You're like, how are you that much, like, just as, like, social human beings?
Yeah.
How have you advanced that much farther? What the fuck is wrong with us? We'd be sabotaging each other's shit. I put baking powder in his baking soda. He's going to fuck everything all up. This is fucking great, man.
Yeah.
His flour's actually cocaine. I bought a kilo of cocaine. It's going to cost me thousands of dollars to pull this off, but I did it anyway. There's a kilo of cocaine. It's not going to rise, bro. It's just not going to fucking rise. He's going to be out. He's going to be out. See whose fucking scones are better now, bitch. Like, that's America.
Right. That's not fudge. You seen The Help? Guess what that is?
It's fucking ridiculous.
Make Prue eat my shit.
Yeah, that's right. Take that, Paul Hollywood.
Just steal blue eyes.
Fucking
handsome
ridiculous.
Fucking Brit.
You fucking steely, handsome bastard, you.
He's gorgeous.
Yeah.
It's not fair. I am going to look like shit when I'm that man's age.
Yeah,
he's drives
aged
me
well.
bananas looking at him with those amazing eyes.
Just baking things.
Yeah. And just has an opinion about food. He said to Mark, is this mousse? And he goes, yeah. And he goes, well, I thought it was a ganache. And I was like, I can't make either of those, motherfucker. What are you talking about?
And I can't identify them either. I'd be like, what's this mushy chocolate stuff in here? What do you call that?
Sugar and chocolate.
Is this like melted stuff? Is this cake batter you haven't cooked yet? What'd you put in the middle here? I would have no idea. It's a ganache. Okay.
All right.
Sure. Why not? I have no idea.
This is supposed to be a mousse that feels like a ganache.
Sure.
Fuck you, Paul.
Is that what's inside a Cadbury egg? No? Okay, I don't fucking know what I'm doing then. I'm going home.
It's a great show.
So, either way, Adam Johnson here. He's, from what I understand, he doesn't know anything about baking, unfortunately. So he won't be in the tent, everyone. He's born in Sunderland, which is in Tyne and Wear.
Okay.
That's the name of the Tyne and Wear.
And?
Tyne. Tyne.
Yep. Ampersand.
And. No, just the word and.
Okay.
Wear.
All right.
Wear. Like you're wearing something.
Really?
Yeah. Okay. That's to if you wonder why we just think of the rest of the world thinks of you, the whole England there as a whole, as a charming little, as Jerry Seinfeld put it to John Oliver, just a curio shop that you just fucking ring, ring, hello. If you wonder why, it's because you name shit Tyne and Wear. That's why. It's the same reason everyone thinks we're all hillbillies, because we name shit, fucking
French Lick, Indiana.
Yeah, and Killing Rock Creek and shit like that. It's
Bloody Basin.
Bloody Basin this. Yeah, exactly. It is what it is.
Yeah.
So he's brought up in Easington, which sounds extremely it's got the word ease right in it.
It's so casual.
Like it's just everything's happy. Yes, Sunderland is I looked at this Tyne and Wear. It's situated 12 miles northeast of Durham and 10 miles southeast of Newcastle upon Tyne, at the mouth of the River Wear.
Upon Tyne.
That's what they call things there. It's like here you have like Croton on Hudson. There it's upon Tyne. Which just sounds
it's beautiful.
It's charming.
Yeah.
It's goddamn charming. You fuckers are charming over there. I'll tell you that right now. So now Johnson here, well I don't know. Okay. Well, we don't know anything about soccer.
No.
And when we struggle through it, it's just painful.
It really is.
It's just painful to try to... I get it's funny. I understand. And I
pick up phrases.
Do appreciate that you find our ignorance charming. You always do. And we appreciate that immensely.
Yeah.
Because we'll tell you when we don't know shit. We're never going to be like, well, I know all about this if we don't know it.
And worse over, I'm never going to learn. I'll soak up the phrases from time to time, like on the pitch. I know what that means. No, I'm good with it.
I refuse to learn, as a matter of fact. And that's no offense to football and soccer and the whole deal. It's just I have no more bandwidth.
I'm full
for a whole other sport now.
I'm all full.
I'm full of sport. I have no other.
My brain's fucked out for sports.
It is. Maybe I can switch out like the little I know about hockey and move soccer into that, but I don't know how to unplug my flash drive at this point, so I'm a little. Whatever. So anyway, Adam here grows up easy, let's say. He played for the Cleveland Juniors Football Club, which is not Ohio, luckily for him, and attended Easington Community Science College. So that sounds very nice.
He's never sweat a day in his life, apart from soccer.
Exactly, apart from wanting to sweat. I've got a good sweat going. And he trotted off and got a blowjob.
I am perspiring.
I'm perspiring, and it's good. It's very nice. He now apparently he was playing in a 7-a-side school game, and at Wembley Stadium, which is the big
Jesus.
Yeah, that's I guess here.
Impressive.
It's like when they get to play high school teams get to play at like the Cowboys field now. They
Madison
do that
Square
sometimes.
Garden.
Yeah,
It's a big deal.
They'll have like city tournament at at Madison Square Garden or something like that. I guess it's kind of the same thing. And apparently a guy named Johnny Haynes, who I don't fucking know who he is. Apparently he's someone who knows something about soccer.
Yeah.
He told Johnson that he was a great little player. Quote, this is disturbing, I think. Now, I don't know. On the other side, over the pond, I think they're going to probably, this is complimentary, but here, if someone said this to if a grown man...
I'm watching. Say again?
If a grown man said this next phrase to your young son, you would fucking punch him right in the ear. He said, you're a great little player with a lovely left foot.
Get out of my life.
Get your fucking... Get away from my son's feet right now. I don't know what you have in mind, but it ain't happening, Chief. Take a fucking walk.
Lovely left foot.
Lovely left foot, which is just...
Okay.
It sounds like he wants to hold it and bathe it and kiss it and...
Cut it off.
Well, and then hold it and bathe it and kiss it. Either way, but he wants to...
Cut it off and fuck the ankle hole.
He wants to possess it. Well, he doesn't want to fuck the ankle hole. I feel like maybe between the toes, all around it. You kind of
rub it all over.
Rub it on him, basically, Otherwise, the ankle hole's not going to be that fun.
What's with your child foot fetish? That's creepy.
That'd be creeped out by that. He also attended Newcastle United, the team, their center of excellence between 1995 and 1997.
Jesus.
Now, keep in mind, what year is he born?
Yeah.
87.
Yeah.
Between 95 and 97, he attended.
8 years old.
He's 8 attending. Wow. So, yeah, from an early age, he was one of these kids who was right away tapped as going to be pretty good and, kind of elevated above people.
He was picked.
He's picked. So he's the equivalent in the U.S. of somebody being like 7 feet fucking tall at 14 and being able to have like a 43-inch vertical jump. Like, the world is not the same for them as it is for everybody else.
Treated a smidge different.
Exactly. He's going to get his ass kissed, and he always does. Adults like him, and he's a handsome guy too. That's the other fucking problem too with him. If he was like if he was a deformed looking monster, it would be no big deal. Like,
he looked like Ronaldo's bust.
Exactly. If he looked like the bust of Ronaldo, if you haven't seen that, look it up because it's really fucking, it's hilarious.
That's fantastic.
But if he looked like that, it would be easier to because you'd get all this praise for your soccer, but then you go home and look at the mirror and go, oh, God, yeah, I'm ugly as fuck. So you maybe it would even your ego out a little bit. But when you're like, I'm handsome, I have a lovely left foot.
They don't even have to know that you play soccer because you're handsome enough to get this for free.
Yeah, either way, you're handsome and athletic. But then you add on top of it that, everybody, you're playing with Newcastle United is fucking helping you, sponsoring you to play soccer when you're 8.
Soccer of Excellence or whatever the fuck it was.
Center of Soccer of Excellence would be a very weird title. It's the Soccer of Excellence. What?
He goes to Soccer of Excellence.
Who named that? Someone who doesn't speak English? Sort of translated it, didn't know.
Fucking American name of this place.
Weird. And it's Center RE, of course.
Oh, yeah.
Centre.
Right. Canadian,
English, actually English. But over here we always say Canadian because that's how Canadians spell everything.
Proper.
Right. Yeah, the right way.
Theater.
Exactly. Right. The correct way. I do admire their U's over there. I like the U's and stuff.
Do you like that?
I like it for some reason.
Favorite and color and
I don't know what it is.
Really?
I like it. I like that. I like the E spelling of gray. Yeah. I like that better as well.
I do too.
I'll take that. Yeah.
That feels more classy.
It feels better.
Gray with like
smooth.
an A. It feels it's abrasive.
I don't know what it is. This doesn't fit. An E is more. It's in the line of the structure of the words.
Maybe I'm too American because every time I see the U, I go, you're dumb.
I go, you know things like that probably. You wouldn't try to sabotage the person next to you while they baked. You're probably a nice person.
Right. When they turn their back, you wouldn't put an extra egg in there.
Yeah. No shit.
I would.
I put it in there. Yeah, over here, that's what people do.
Yeah, your custard's going to be runny. Fuck you.
I fucked this custard up. Whereas over here, they would, don't you already put enough eggs in there, they'd say over there. Thank you so much.
Well, they're making their own pastry.
It's ridiculous. At the age of 12, Johnson was taken in by Middlesbrough? I don't know what the fuck it is. Middlesbrough? Middles. Yeah. Like Middles, Broughh.
Oh, okay, Borough. Got it.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
I thought you said Middle Bros. It sounds like
it's the Middle
like
Bros.
A porn studio.
They took them in, Middle Bros. Yeah, it's the Middle Bros.
Right.
Yeah,
the bro in the middle.
The bro in the middle
Gross.
Getting Eiffel Towered. So they take him into the youth academy there. Mm-hmm. At 17, he made his senior debut on March 17th, 2005 in the UEFA Cup. In a 1-0 defeat, I guess. I don't know. He played for 11 minutes in this game. I don't know why.
Seems like a long time.
Seems like a long time. I don't know. In 2004 and 2005, he was in the over here. He was playing soccer. He had what the fuck? What is this?
Where the hell was it?
Oh, no, that's 2005. I already did that one. Okay, so 2005, 2006. I don't know shit about soccer stats. I'm going to go through them so fast and get to why I want to fucking choke this guy.
Yeah.
Okay. Besides the fact that he's making me figure out soccer stats, he had 13 appearances in 2005 and 5/6. He had 1 goal. So that seems like I read about what I wanted to read like an overview of soccer. So I was reading like people like that before his crime when they're just writing articles about soccer and they talk about him. And the overall consensus seems to be that he's very inconsistent.
Oh.
He's talented but inconsistent.
Up and down,
and just kind of comes in flashes, kind of one of those kind of guys.
That's not good.
Which seems to be every single every single soccer player we do is always like the striker, goal scorer, inconsistent, flashes of brilliance type of guy. It's a weird thing every single fucking time we do it.
It's also a very hard sport to be consistent at because the matchups against the guys that you're playing against are going to be much more difficult sometimes than and there's so many fucking teams. There's no way every team can have somebody that's great guarding everybody.
No, that's true. But I mean, it's the same as like basketball, though. But you can tell, who is inconsistent if a guy kind of drops out for a while. Where the hell's this guy been for the last 10 minutes? He's on the field, but he's done nothing. And shit like that. You know what I mean? They keep saying he's inconsistent. You never hear of like, it's kind of like you don't hear a lot of catchers in baseball causing a big commotion.
Yeah.
They kind of,
stay under the radar.
They're kind of sturdy and stay under the radar. It's not really their thing for some reason.
Baseball's not their thing?
No, getting in trouble and being out there, and they're kind of the.
There's only like maybe 6 that are name worthy in the history.
They're all kind of. That's the catcher is the grunt of the. I mean, if a guy hits well enough in the minors, they're like, oh Christ, he's a catcher. Move him to a fucking other position before he destroys his legs.
Prior to like 1990, I know Yogi Berra and Johnny Bench. That's it.
No, Roy Campanelli.
No
catchers.
No.
Jeez, okay.
That's the 2 I know.
Oh my God! You know who Roy Campanella is?
I imagine I've heard of him, but he doesn't stick in my head. Like
he's a Brooklyn Dodger legend.
Right.
He's.
I believe you.
I believe half black, half Italian.
Sure, he was amazing.
Which was he's like the first Franco Harris.
He's no Johnny Bench.
Campanella was as good as Johnny Bench by far. Fuck yeah. Look up Roy Campanella's stats.
You know what it is?
Monster.
It's that nobody could spell that to like be
Campanella,
proud of it.
Yeah, nobody cared.
Bench is mad easy.
It is. You know what that is.
Yeah.
Bench.
Yogi Berra, shit yeah.
By the way, Johnny Bench later on did commercials. Remember the paint commercials he used to do like in the 80s? When we were little kids, I remember he'd do these paint commercials where he would paint a bench. It was for like Krylon, and he would spray paint a bench red.
Brilliant.
Also, because he's on the Reds, he's Johnny Bench. So they pay. Look how quick it dries. Then he would sit on it and be like, "See that?" And you're like, "That
was so fast, Johnny."
All right, good job, Johnny.
Guess who's never seen you play a fucking game?
No,
me. But I know exactly who you are, Johnny.
I'm a little too young for Johnny Bench, but I remember. Johnny. He's a Hall of Famer.
He was great.
Yeah, he's a goddamn Hall of Famer.
Who else? That's it.
Catchers? That's all you can.
That's all I got. Prior to 80?
Thurman Munson? Nothing?
Yeah, I guess. Okay. Yeah, I know that name because he's fucking dead, and it was a tragedy.
Yeah, plane crash. That's a.
And he was great.
Yankees. He was great. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Dickey's another Yankee catcher.
What position Pete Rose play?
Not catcher. Played all over the place.
First base, yeah.
First base, right field. He played all over the place.
All right.
Pete Rose was a...
But I see him as the catcher because he'd blast through the catcher. So that's where, in my head, at the home plate,
there's
that's his thing.
That all-star game
He's
collision.
not afraid of it.
No.
So that's why in my head I was like, there's a catcher there. That's what he played. Also because I'm dumb.
Well, it's like why Flipper's a dolphin.
You're right.
Your brain works in a way. It's funny. I can see the progression of it clearly of how it happens. It's just
Pete Rose blasted through a catcher, probably a catcher.
I can see.
For what reason? There's 8 other positions.
But your brain goes through the Rolodex. And it's just looking for anything that matches that file.
Yeah.
And if it's sort of matching, it just yanks it up and it's like, boom, there we go, completed it. That's it. So it just pulls it right out of the Rolodex.
It's like a bad compact Presario in here.
Did you mean this thing? You spelled some shit wrong when you were Googling it. And they're like, it just pulled up the closest.
What position Pete Rose played? Do you mean Pete Rose hit a catcher?
Exactly. And I'm like your Google. You ask me, I go, did you mean this? I figure out what the hell you're talking about.
Goddamn embarrassing. This is how I go through life, James.
Oh,
so people ask me questions all the time.
So what'd you do before we started hanging out?
Be wrong every day.
And just not get corrected. That's fucking great.
Just be wrong. That's what it was. That was my job.
Like Flipper Anderson was on the Dolphins, and then you walked away, and people were like, I guess.
I think all the time, now that we do this together, I think about the relationships I had, and I'm like, they think I'm a fucking idiot. They have to. They have to tell stories to their friends. Remember that Jimmie guy we used to? How dumb was that guy?
Told us Flipper Anderson was on the Dolphins. I don't get it.
I guarantee I'm a guy that people tell stories about with their friends, and it's hilarious to them as an inside joke because I was stupid once, and I continue it
because you thought one thing and you really stuck with it. That's what it was. They tried to subtly correct you, and you weren't having any of it.
And I did my best to just convince them I'm right.
You kept it right on
and
there.
They're wrong.
It's the children who are wrong. So, Jesus Christ. What about soccer we got to talk about now?
Yep.
All right, why? All right, fine. 2006, he signed a 4-year contract extension.
Great.
Terrific. In 2006, also, he joined Leeds United on a 1-month-long loan after being signed by Leeds caretaker manager John Carver. Caretaker manager.
That's weird.
Sounds like he fucking fixes the field up also.
Yeah.
Hold on, boys. Wait, you can't start practice yet. Let me finish. All right, good. Now let's get into our formations.
Right.
Wait till Coach puts the mower away, guys. Come on.
He's out there fixing divots.
He's out there fixing divots, and I picture him, I don't know why, just stray blades of grass with a little scissor. Hold on, boys. He's very meticulous.
I want you to trip.
Yeah. So apparently he, in his debut game, he got Man of the Match award.
Great.
But then he kind of petered out a little bit here. He ends up returning to Middlesbrough.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I hate that word. As Leeds chose not to extend his loan. You can have him back, apparently, here. In 2007, he joined Watford on a 3-month loan. Now, we've had guys that played for... Was it Gavin Grant that played for Watford?
Right. Yeah.
The murderer? The origin of You Sir May Fuck Off, as a matter of fact.
That one?
Gavin Grant was nobody fucks a criminal off like a British judge.
They do.
Nobody.
I love it.
In America, they'll be like, you disgust me. You're the reason why society is blah, 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 blah. I mean, life in prison. There's no flair to it.
It's just a judge being jealous of what that guy has, and he has a little bit of contempt for it, and he just wants to get rid of it. In Britain, though,
A British judge,
and for soccer players,
they're gonna. This is a big deal.
Yeah.
They're gonna sit down the night before, and they're gonna write like it's Shakespeare. Like
Right.
it needs to be like everyone's going to hear this, and they need to have this. Oh, it's beautiful.
right? On the dead of night, I was 8 years old.
And at the end
Dreaming
of it,
doing what you do.
and at the end of it, you get 25 years in
Right.
prison. So that was the Gavin Grant. It sounded like he got this big thing. You, sir, may fuck off. It's very
sting.
Real sting. He played 12 matches for Watford, scoring, 5 goals, and then being called back to Middles, whatever the fuck, earlier than stipulated because he did well, so they wanted him back, apparently. So he, 2007-8, how would he have? 1 goal for Middlesbrough, I guess.
Wow.
1 goal, I don't know, in 19 appearances.
That's not good at all, right?
It doesn't. I don't know.
It depends on the position too.
He's
up front.
He's a goal scorer.
Okay.
Yeah, he's trying to score goals. I guess in the final match of the season, he scored an 18-yard strike from a loose ball just right after he came in as a substitute. I guess
that's awesome.
That was a big deal. Everybody liked that. So I mean, he'll do something dramatic once in a while. People go, oh well. I mean, there's that.
That deep one is so cool to watch.
The what?
The deep ball. The deep
oh
balls
yeah, the
they
long
kick.
shot.
Oh, it's so rad.
It is. It's cool. Yeah, it
when
is.
they catch the goalie sleeping and
or it's just so far and it's arcing away from him. He's like, fuck, as the ball's going away from him. You're like, that's just a brutal. That's brutal.
That guy's got to go home to
just can't,
his kids and
he just can't reach it. His fingers just don't get long enough.
I've got to go make a showing at home after this.
Yeah, I go in front of my kids.
We lost 3-8.
It's like the wide receiver who's like right off his fingertips in the back of the end zone, and he's like, fuck, this much more. Why couldn't my finger be an inch longer?
I rent here.
Fuck.
I'm going to be fired.
I wanted a mortgage.
What? So he's making money this whole time.
Yeah, no, he's making money, and we'll talk about his money because he makes money. He invests his money, too.
Really?
He does pretty well with things, and he's a guy you really want to be broke, and then he's not, and you're pissed off. So, I guess, 2008, 2009, he made 26 appearances and had no goals. I have no goals.
What are you doing, man?
But then in League Cup, he had 2 goals, which I don't know.
That's where it matters, I guess.
I don't know. We're not going to get into it. We're really not. It's
Sounds like it matters.
We're going to concentrate on crime. I just don't have it. I just can't. You know, I looked it up.
Yeah.
I did.
Yeah.
And I have it here, and it's just like, I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I don't know what I'm talking about when I'm talking about soccer. What am I doing?
It's a tough sport.
What am I doing?
They have too many phrases and and rules and there's things I don't get.
And everybody plays it though. So it's like everyone all over the world knows all about soccer.
Yeah.
If you play like cricket, like not everybody else plays cricket. So like cricket people are like, yeah, I know, I get why you wouldn't get it. But soccer, they're like, everybody else plays it. We don't here. Okay?
In its simplified form, we play it until like 5th grade.
I didn't.
No.
I played
it feels like
fucking football and baseball and shit. I just never played soccer. It wasn't my thing.
After 5th grade, nobody played it again.
I throw really well. That's always been my talent. Why would I play the one game that I'm not allowed to use that talent? Right. That makes no fucking sense at all.
Well, I don't know.
I want to play throwing games.
And around 5th grade, the girls were taller and they were just better than us. So pretty much every guy just kind of quit. And then girls were really great at it in high school.
Yeah. Oh, no. Girls soccer. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Good. Yeah, they're good athletes.
It's more exciting to watch. I don't know. I like watching chicks play soccer.
It sounds good. I don't like watching anybody play soccer. But if it's, I'm sorry. I like I said, we didn't grow up with it. It's not that it's bad. It's just we didn't. It's one of those things. If you don't grow up with it, you're not going to.
Yeah. You don't stick with it.
Yeah, like British people come over here and see baseball and go, I don't understand how you can watch this. And it's like, oh, yeah, I don't understand how you can watch fucking soccer. It's the same thing. It's if whatever's ingrained in you, whatever boring shit that you watch growing up, you're going to like forever.
Well, the good thing about American sports is we know when they end. You can look at a clock or you can look at some count somewhere and you know.
That's true. That's the one thing about soccer that gets me is
fucking get it all.
They literally will be like, add another 30 seconds on it. What the fuck kind of random shit is that?
Add another 2:30 onto this game, but don't show them the clock. What?
That's the other thing.
What are we doing?
It's crazy.
We're not even going to see when it ends. We're just going to keep running until the whistle.
And there's the book I was reading, that scorecasting book where they talk about psychology of things. They look into the psychology of how referees are affected by crowds, right?
Right.
And they are affected by crowds statistically. I mean, not to a giant extent, but to some extent. They're like in basketball, you are much more likely to get favorable calls at home. Mm-hmm. And the reason is it's not even a matter of a conscious decision. It's a matter of the crowd reacts a certain way. It makes your brain react to it too and think that. Yeah. Like they did tests with these referees where they would show them videos of calls that they made, and they would show them videos with the crowd noise and without the crowd noise, and they said, oh my God, Jesus Christ, I fucked the whole call up.
Wow.
Without the crowd noise, you can totally see.
You root for it. I mean, you root for things to happen.
Soccer is the most by far.
Really?
By far the most affected.
There's also a bigger crowd and a louder noise.
And those people, it might be a conscious decision to not want to be murdered later. Right. So I'm not sure. And I'm not positive because the people will get passionate over soccer.
Yeah, we call them fans here. You call them hooligans.
Hooligans.
That's terrifying.
And we don't. They sing songs and shit. They have like whole.
They make them up.
It's wild.
Yeah,
it's great. I love in the In-Betweeners too.
Yeah,
when when they're going to their shitty hotel. And they're like all fucking exhausted, and the whole time there's just these fucking soccer fans singing the same fight song over and over and over again for fucking. Was it Burnley? Was that who they liked?
I don't remember. It's been 3 months since I've seen that show.
I think at the end of it, he's like, things I've learned from the strip, blah, 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 and Burnley can eat shit or something like that. Or Burnley can most certainly fuck off. Or
that was
whatever the fuck. Yeah. He was all mad. Yeah, he's always doing the voiceover.
He's great.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this White Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles.
A big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud.
Sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.
Behind the closed doors of government offices and military compounds, there are hidden stories and buried secrets from the darkest corners of history. From covert experiments pushing the boundaries of science to operations so secretive they were barely whispered about. Each week, on Redacted, Declassified Mysteries, we pull back the curtain on these hidden histories. 100% true and verifiable stories that expose the shadowy underbelly of power, Consider Operation Paperclip, where former Nazi scientists were brought to America after World War II, not as prisoners, but as assets to advance U.S. intelligence during the Cold War. These aren't just old conspiracy theories. They're thoroughly investigated accounts that reveal the uncomfortable truths still shaping our world today. The stories are real. The secrets are shocking. Follow Redacted, Declassified Mysteries on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can listen to Redacted early and ad-free right now on Wondery Plus.
So, he's Jesus Christ. He plays an international play. Adam Johnson does in February 2010. He's named in the senior squad for the first time in his career here, I guess. And they played against Egypt. And I guess he didn't make the final 23.
Ouch.
So who cares?
Yeah.
What are we talking about here? 2 months later, though, I guess he was in the preliminary 30-man 2010 FIFA World Cup squad and made his England debut on May 24th in a FIFA World Cup match against Mexico, where they won 3-1.
Wow, that's
England
impressive.
Did. Yeah, so, Mexican people like soccer.
Great team.
Yeah, they do.
They're good.
But soccer's in their culture, in their country, they play soccer.
Central America and South America.
Oh, they fucking love soccer.
Love it.
Yeah, it's the sport down there. They like that shit. So good for them.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There's as many teams probably in South America as there are in England, right?
There's a lot.
There's a lot.
Remember we did the Bruno Fernandes de Souza.
Right.
There's a lot. And Robinho too.
Right.
We did that.
And the teams aren't even just for the country. That each country's got like 11 teams.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Flamenco? What country is that?
Yeah. What? I don't even know what that is. That's. Yeah, South America's confusing. So, I guess England's first match after the 2010 FIFA World Cup was against Hungary at Wembley Stadium, and Johnson was in the starting lineup for the first time, and he played, pretty much the entire match. He scored his first international goal in September of 2010 against Bulgaria.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's where I scored my first international goal, was against Bulgaria, too.
Yeah.
I never thought we'd have any connection. That's good.
Yeah.
I wonder if it was the same way. The header for me, it was off another guy who's
I got a header from a Bulgarian girl once.
That's what I mean. Yeah, I hear they're the best at it.
Yeah,
that's how it works. I don't know. Have you ever met anybody from Bulgaria?
No.
It's one of those countries where you're like, I don't know. I never. If someone said I'm Bulgarian, you go, really? Wow,
that's wild.
First of all, where the fuck is that? Number one.
It's probably near Hungary, right?
I guess
it's gotta be
one of those Eastern. It sounds like, but it sounds like a made-up like vampire city. It sounds like it is a Transylvania, Bulgaria. It's one of those. I know Transylvania is not made up, but it sounds made up.
Sounds very well. That's Hollywood's fault because they've made everything that's spooky.
Because it sounds
right.
Well, how honestly though, how fucking Jesus Christ, fucking Transylvania. But when you were a kid, how shocked were you when you found out that was a real place?
Yeah, I was blown away.
That's a real place?
That's incredible.
My God. Yeah. Well, it's because of the whole castle thing with the Vlad the Impaler and all that. That's,
And they turned it all
that's
all
why,
spooky.
It's why,
It's essentially Salem.
Because Dracula's
Salem
from
exists,
there.
James.
Yeah.
And
that's true.
It's all witchy.
It's true. It's all witchy there. He scored an international goal against Switzerland. Just a bunch of blonde people running around with those two countries there. And after he came in as an early substitute for an injured player, and then I don't know what the hell he did there. So back to regular one. I guess he was doing well with his team here, his regular team, not the international team, Middlesbrough, I guess here. I don't care about him scoring. I don't care when he scored. I have all these notes, and I'm like, I don't care about these individual games. What am I going to tell you about them? Like, if you know this, you know it already, and I'm going to painfully stumble through it, and you're going to be like, well, this is annoying. And if you don't know, you don't care.
Right.
So why am I talking about it? Moving on. Fuck it.
He scored goals. He had to.
Fucking scored
Otherwise
goals.
They wouldn't want him.
He ran around in shorts and scored goals. We all happy now? Good. Manchester City he goes to after that.
Hit the ball with everything but his hands. A lot.
Yeah. Didn't touch it.
Never.
Really, really good at not touching it with his hands. Excellent at that part of it. And he always wore one of those shirts. Yeah. So outside of that
from time to time came off.
Oh, obviously. Yeah. So Manchester City, it says, when the winter transfer window opened, Johnson was the subject of transfer speculation. And Middlesbrough reportedly received a bid from Manchester City. And then I guess Johnson had to, he was injured for a little while, but then on February 1st, 2010, Manchester City signed him for an undisclosed fee, rumored to be in the region of 7 million pounds.
For him?
For him, on a 4.5-year contract.
That sounds pretty good.
So that's pretty good. Yeah. That's about $10 million probably. 7 million pounds.
Yeah. For
it's a lot of fucking money.
Not bad.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's great. Sign me up for that.
Holler.
I'll kick the shit out of that ball.
Holler at your boys.
That's right. I don't know where I'm kicking it or at who or for what reason, but I will.
I'll do my best not to touch it with my hands.
I'll just be kicking everything I can find. I'll kick shins, balls, heads. I don't give a fuck for that kind of money. Jesus Christ. So he made his first appearance for Manchester City on February 6th. And he made his first start a few days later. He scored his first goal against Sunderland, which is where he was from there. He curled, this is what it says. I don't know anything about this. This isn't like I didn't watch it, and this is my summation.
Yeah.
He curled a left-footed effort into the top corner 1.5 minutes into the injury time to score a last-gasp 1-1 draw.
That's my point. Injury time?
Injury time.
What
They just add a random amount of injury time at the end. Yay, the game's over. We win. Not so fast.
Sit still.
Sit still. There's
they
some
still
time.
Got a chance.
How much time? You'll see.
Know.
Eventually, we'll blow a whistle and it's over. So then you'll know.
Don't go get a beer.
But for now, it's time to play. That's so
no
strange.
longer.
So strange. And it's probably, I don't know, there's probably some measure of logic to it, but it's just hard from the outside to look at it and understand it.
It's noted for one reason or another, but they don't have it up on a fucking clock.
That's what I want. I want a big clock. Give me a big clock.
Tell me when this ends.
So I guess on New Year's... Oh, boy. Oh, geez. On New Year's Day this year in 2011, he scored the game winner in a 1-0 win against Blackpool, dedicating his goal to his friend Dale Roberts, who was a goalkeeper who committed suicide 2 weeks earlier.
Oh, sweet Christ.
And there's a big thing about this where he was very broken up by this whole suicide. He also played with this guy like when they were kids and they came up together and all this shit. And this guy was still playing but committed suicide. So this was
brutal.
A tough thing for him. He ends the season that year with his the first senior trophy of his career. I don't know what that means. The 2011 FA Cup. Coming on as a substitute in the finals. Okay, great. Good for you. So, I don't know. Let's get into his personal life.
Yep.
Let's do
Fresh
that.
Legs has a cup.
Women. He likes the ladies.
Yeah.
The ladies like him.
Of course they do.
He likes to be like tabloid playboy going out with whatever model or whoever's in the gossipy times, that sort of thing.
Kate Kensington or some shit.
He's always it's funny that you say that because the name is almost a British equivalent here. It's the same shit. I love how you took. Never mind.
I just took 2 English things.
Yeah, you did.
Married them together.
So, in September 2010, I guess he got dumped by his girlfriend, who is a quote unquote glamour model named Sophie Reed.
Hell yeah.
With an E, which sounds British.
Yep.
And I've seen a picture of her. She's the most British looking, chick like that I've ever seen. She just looks very British. It's just hilarious. I was like, she's whatever, but she's with fishnets and all that kind of shit and makeup and crazy hair, and that's her game.
Yeah,
that's what she does out there. And I guess she dumped him because he bought a date with a model named Katie Price at an auction. It was like a charity auction where you whatever. Okay. So I guess that was a big deal that he bought a model, and so she was pissed off.
That feels like
dumped him.
A last straw thing.
Yeah.
That doesn't feel like the first event.
Yeah, here's the thing about Adam. He likes the ladies, and he's going to go after the ladies, and he's going to do it, whether he's in a relationship or not.
Yeah.
So I think this was probably the 10th time she caught him with talking to chicks or texting people or doing all this shit. And she's like, now you're buying models in public. Now you're publicly embarrassing me. This is a whole other story. It's one thing if I catch you in our living room, but this was in the fucking newspaper.
When you go piss, I see your phone go off and I just look at the text notification. I see it says pussy from France. I get it. I know what that is.
It says French butthole. I'm like, okay, well, that's check snatch. I'm like, what the fuck? That's very specific.
Why do you call her the armpits?
What's up with that? What do you do there? It's creepy, man. You fucking her armpits? Is that what you're doing, you sick bastard? Where are you fucking this girl? What disgusting parts of her body are you fucking?
And now in the newspaper, I say you bought a woman.
Yeah,
Nice.
and then you bought a woman, a model, no less, too. So somebody that she would. It's not like it was a charity thing, and he bought like some frumpy secretary to help kids with lupus or some shit. This is like a. This is a model,
straight competition.
Somebody that you would be like, hey, I don't want you hanging out with her. Jesus Christ.
This is a like for like, and this is a problem.
Yeah. So he goes to like newspapers and tabloids talking about how he's desperate to win her back.
Okay.
And I mean, he was really like putting his heart out there where I just want her back. And, I wasn't meaning anything by it. I don't believe her at all.
No.
Or believe him, I mean. So eventually he meets another lady. He meets a lady named Stacy Flounders, which is a weird name.
Yeah.
Stacy Flounders.
She sounds hideous.
She's not. She's
I'm
a model.
Sure she's not.
She's a model and very attractive.
It's a terrible name.
Yeah. Stacy Flounders
Yuck.
is. It sounds like a cartoon name or like a character that would sell you frozen fish.
Yeah.
Like it's the Gorton's fisherman's wife, Stacy Flounders.
Yeah. We're retiring the Gordon's fisherman because he is far too white, and we just want to get something that's not a person, just selling great things. We got Stacy Flounders. She's a cartoon.
She's like a fish fillet with a head and a raincoat on.
There it is.
Just see it. No, I feel like that would be like the Gorton's fisherman. We always see him like on the dock in the storm on the ship.
Yeah.
Finally, after 40 years, we're gonna go home with the Gorton's fisherman. He like pulls into his driveway, comes in. Hi, honey. This is my wife, everyone. Stacy Flounders. This is my wife. Hello, everyone. And then she gives her spiel, and she becomes the new pitchman. And he's like got a pipe sitting on a chair, reading a newspaper.
Hilarious.
Slicker's still on, of course.
Of course.
He doesn't
she wears
that
one
off.
inside.
Yeah, she's got it on too. Hi. She's very friendly.
What do you say we get these off and go have some us time?
Fish ready.
Yeah.
Ready to go. So, no, they fuck with the Slickers on.
That's the protection.
They do.
Yeah.
All you hear is while they're fucking. It's very weird.
He pulls out and it slides right off.
It's just right off
Easy
to
clean.
right off to the sheets.
No mess.
It's not great.
No muss, no guff. What does it go?
No fuss, no muss.
That's it.
Oh, yeah, no muss, no
guff.
fuss.
What am I doing?
That doesn't rhyme.
Again.
Did you eat an edible too?
My
What happened
Rolodex
here?
is fucked.
You're reaching for things. It's fine. It's been a long few weeks here.
Yeah.
So, Jesus, he meets Stacy Flounders, who's a model, and doing stuff like that. She does pretty 22-year-old girl things.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
the life.
Yeah, I'm a model, and I do things and stuff that we could never do because we're not pretty 22-year-old girls ever. So that sucks.
People like me.
Yeah, look at me.
That's what I do.
Yeah. So she, kind of fell in love with him because the reason why she fell in love with him, the whole reason was because he was so well-mannered.
Oh?
He was such a gentleman.
Yeah.
He was raised right, she said. He was a gentleman. She said that he seemed to be the polar opposite of the stereotypical, womanizing, overpaid, egotistical footballer.
Sure.
She said he was the opposite. And I was like, wow, look at him. He's a gentleman.
Hasn't seen minge once.
No. Difference is he's just the best at putting on the act. That's the difference. Yeah. He's the worst one of all of them. He's just really good at being full of shit too at the same time. He knows how to play that aw shucks schoolboy horse shit.
Really?
At the same time as like texting 12 girls.
Yeah. You can only sell that so long.
Well, we'll see how long it goes for.
Okay.
So they met in 2011 at a pub gathering. So they meet at a bar and some fucking event.
Right.
Yeah. That year he won the FA Cup with Manchester City, following the following year the Premier League. So he was in that. So he was successful, but Stacy says she was attracted to him, not the lifestyle.
Right.
She didn't want the lifestyle. She's like, I was just attracted to him. She says, quote, and this is the first of a lot of quotes from Stacy. Stacy's going to take us through the rest of the story pretty much. Yeah. Stacy says, quote, he was clean cut with good manners. He would do things like open doors for me. I felt like he knew how to treat a girl. That is very bare minimum. Yeah. He opened a door for, what a gentleman. Like, you can just be a disgusting pig if you open a door. Is that the low standard that women have finally gotten down to with us? Like, have we been so shitty that they finally were like, you know what, just open a fucking door and I'll call you a gentleman. I don't even care anymore. Yeah, right?
But it's generally...
I don't even care anymore. Just open a fucking door and I'm fine.
It's very rare that the one manner that they have is opening the doors. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they've got the doors down, they've probably got quite a few others.
He'll pull out a chair and he'll open a door, but then he's a piece of shit otherwise. So she said, quote, he was also very confident, which I liked because I'm very shy. I fell in love with Adam's personality, not because he was a football player. He was interested and interesting. So, look at her. Now, at the time, she was working for her father's recruitment firm, splitting her time between an office in Norway and her home in Hartlepool.
That seems like a distance.
I guess. Or it's like an hour and a half train ride. We have no idea. Map out where Norway is for me, Jimmy.
I don't know. In the cold area. It's lots of snow there.
If I give you a map with no names, you point to Norway? No?
I can barely find Virginia.
Yeah, I was going to say. Norway is a tough one. So I guess she'd go back and forth. It seems like a plane ride, right? It seems like a flight. I don't know. She said they hit it off, though, and soon she left all that behind to live with him in Manchester.
Really?
So she moved in with him in Manchester. And she says after this they got, they were she didn't care about the lifestyle, but she sure as fuck enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
They went on big holidays, she said, to Dubai and to all sorts of islands and all sorts of shit like that. He bought her expensive presents. He bought her a diamond with a ring with black and white diamonds for Valentine's Day.
Gorgeous.
That was apparently very expensive.
Good pick.
Yeah, she said that wasn't everything. She said there was a lot of, just nice affection. They got along, and, she said, quote, we weren't flash.
Okay.
Yeah, you're going on lavish holidays to Dubai.
And double
with your
diamonds.
Fresh double diamond ring. And
Right.
We weren't lavish, though.
No.
By the way, when you hear about the watches he wears and shit, not lavish.
No,
not lavish at all.
Very frugal.
He's almost really just a man of the people, is what it is. Like, you'd go, what do you work down at the factory?
Right.
Oh, no, you're a professional football. I would have never known. From your $100,000 watch, I wouldn't have known what you do.
I thought you just got off a shift at the shore.
I really thought so. I thought you were down at the docks.
Yeah, just throwing crates all day.
Crates and fish and whipping all sorts of shit around here. So, she said, we weren't flash. Quote, Adam was good with money. I liked that. He was everything I'd ever wanted. The way he looked at me, cuddled me, and constantly touched my hair. We had a great social life and would go out with the other players, but Adam also loved nights in watching the X Factor or a box set.
Yuck.
Ugh, that sounds boring.
Dork.
Jesus. He was a normal, loving guy, and we had a healthy personal life. I could never have imagined he'd do what he did. Mm-hmm. That's some ominous shit here.
I can't wait.
Back to soccer for a second here. What did he do? I don't fucking know what he did. Who cares?
He played another game.
They're just saying individual goals, and I found all these different. I thought I was doing good.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to find all these things that he did. So I found, like, highlights of his career, and I'm looking through it, but I don't know what any of it means. Yeah. So it's pointless for me to tell you about it.
And some goals are just, they don't matter. What's that word I was looking for? God damn it.
They don't. I mean, these are goals that mattered, but if I say he came on as a late sub in a 5-1 home win over Norwich City and scored his 5th goal of the season, do you fucking care about that?
No, fresh legs. He came in and scored the goal.
He scored some goals sometimes. There.
Yeah.
Then he ends up going to Sunderland. Okay. They ship him over there, which is kind of hometown team.
Yeah.
So he's pretty excited. They sign him on a 4-year, $10 million contract.
Okay.
Bank or £10 million contract.
Okay,
so that's probably more than that.
$35 million. Killing it.
It's a 4-year, $86 million contract.
Yeah,
it's probably $14 million or some shit, $13 million and change. It's a shitload of money.
Oh yeah.
So he's doing very well. He and Stacy buy a £1.6 million home in Castle Eden, which is this beautiful little, I looked it up, this beautiful little village.
Yeah.
You'd picture like an English village that you'd go, oh, that's beautiful and it's old. And
real Disney set.
Exactly like that. Yeah, it's exactly what it is.
And it's beautiful. But and it feels like he could probably afford that. But what about taxes?
Well, $1.6 million.
How's their taxes over there?
$1.6 million on a $10 million deal. That seems reasonable.
It's okay.
I mean, plus he's had money before and he's dealt with it. So I mean, he's not broke ever. He doesn't piss his money away while he's playing or anything like that.
That's affordable.
He apparently invests his money, and that's an affordable one. And apparently it'll appreciate pretty quickly as well. So it's a good investment as well. But this is in County Durham. It's a very nice area. Yeah. You'd picture that and go, oh, I just want to walk around in there.
How do you do it?
It's just so quaint. Everything's just so quaint. The manager of the Sunderland, Martin O'Neill, said, quote, adding quality players to the squad has been our main aim this summer, and Adam certainly fits that bill. He has terrific ability, great delivery, and I'm sure he is a player who will excite the fans. I couldn't be more delighted to have him at the club.
Great.
So they're just real excited for him, and that's what he is. The fans like him. He's a goal scorer when he's on, and the ladies like him because he's like handsome and shit. So he's a popular player to have. You're going to sell a lot of his jerseys and shit like that.
Ronaldo and David Beckham do very well.
Exactly.
Handsome and they're good.
It's not just their soccer. I mean, they're good players, I guess, but I'm just saying that helps
for sure
to make you an international superstar.
Absolutely.
If you're fucking handsome. So August 28th, he made his first team appearance for Sunderland in a 2-0 win, which is good. Here he assisted both goals. Okay. So good for him. When he's playing for Sunderland, what does he have? 5 goals in 35 appearances? Mm-hmm. I guess that's good. I don't know.
1 in every 7?
Is that good? It's better than 1 out of 19, I guess, like you had before. Now, this is what Stacey has to say here. She says that once they got to Sunderland, this is when everything started to change for the weird.
Going back home.
As we always say, never a good idea for the athletes to move back home for some reason.
Get back around the familiar shit.
The familiar is bad, and that's what happens here. She says, quote, we did less together. He always wanted to be with the lads.
Yeah.
Because he has a lot of friends there. At Manchester City, we were encouraged to be part of the team. At Sunderland, Adam just wanted to go out without me. If Sunderland won, he wanted to go out. If they lost, he'd stay in with me. I started to wish they'd lose.
She's rooting against
him so he doesn't go out and party that night.
They can watch Simon Cowell together.
Come on, get in here. We're going to watch a box set. I have the DVDs queued. Are you ready? It's like, are we fucking lost? You're happy about this? God damn it.
Sit down here and see what this little kid can do. He's about to do a trick.
Fuck out of here. Yeah, I know they're baking. I'll be there, okay? They're baking. I get it. I want to see if Dave gets out of here, too, because he sucks. I understand.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck Dave. So, she said they started to do less together. She said, quote, he went on a 2-week end-of-season boys' holiday. 2 weeks.
Wow.
2 weeks with just the soccer guys.
How do you get away with that?
And where do they go?
Amsterdam.
Los Angeles. Worse.
Jesus.
Yeah, not good. Guys like this are going to go to
leaving the country.
Oh, going to go to L.A. especially. This is going to be a fucking disaster.
How do you even convince your significant other? I'm going out with the guys, so you'll be back tomorrow. No, we're going to stay 2 weeks. Where are you going then? The other side of the fucking planet.
L.A. As a matter of fact, yeah. Wow.
The other side of the planet where girls that work at Starbucks look like you.
That's the thing. Yeah. If they want that job at Starbucks, they have to, because there's a long line of people who look better than you waiting to get this job at Starbucks. That's fucking LA. That's how it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a weird place. So she said he went away for 2 weeks. He was just like, well, end of the season, so I get to. This is what all the guys are doing. She was like, okay, I guess. Because they've been together like a year, you know, like this is weird. She said, I barely heard from him the whole time.
I'm sure.
He was gone. Quote, if I'm honest, I hated him being a footballer. Everyone thinks it is a good life because of the money, but there were more cons than pros. I just wanted Adam, the normal guy. I wanted his affection and him being around. Yeah. Yes, but you probably also like that he is who he is. That's the thing. Like you can't.
This is very
it's hard because you can't have both things.
This sounds like that Jack Nicholson scene in, I forget the movie, but she's like, I want you, and he's like, I'm taken by me.
Yeah,
it's that.
Yeah,
I can't. You can't because I'm busy. I've got shit to do. Do you like this house? That's what I'm busy doing.
Well, yeah, it's like you wouldn't be happy if I was here all the time, but we struggled. It's hard. That's a hard one to wear.
Balance.
And I get it. She, as a person, she would like to have her boyfriend not go to fucking LA for 2 weeks with a bunch of guys, but that's extreme.
Yeah.
So I mean, he takes it to an extreme is what I'm getting at. He
goes a bit too far.
He goes too far with it, exactly. So I can completely understand her being like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I get that you have to go play football, but then maybe a week after this, not 2 weeks.
Yeah.
2 weeks is a long time.
Why don't you go for a week, I don't know, to Hungary, Budapest.
We'll go for a week with your friends
close.
and then take me somewhere for a week, and we'll go somewhere for a week together and spend time together. Or I'll come with you and we can go somewhere, you know, because I've been waiting for you to get done with the season so we could see each other. something like that.
LA for 2 weeks, you need 2 hours there, and then you've seen everything.
Yeah, you're like, all right, that's enough. Yeah,
go to the beach,
good.
See that it's not swimmable, and fucking leave.
I think he just wanted to go to like parties with models and
he's
shit.
Going to Sunset.
That's exactly what he's doing. Douchebag things.
Yes.
So he going to clubs and shit.
Viper room.
Yep. She said his personality changed once they came here. She said he started going out drinking with teammates and leaving her at home, by the way, pregnant.
Oh, no.
Yes, in 2012. She is pregnant, and at the end of 2012, I believe, and that's how that works. So he started coming home late. One time he came home with lipstick on his shirt.
Okay.
Now, she obviously inquired, pray tell, as we say on small town, pray tell, why do you have lipstick on your shirt? She said, don't worry, about that. She said, don't worry. What did he say? That somebody was cuddling up to me. That was the whole.
No,
you're not allowed to do that. But she's like, I wasn't cheating. This is just a chick kept like hugging on me, and I was like, yo, get off me. I have a woman that all I think about him, Stacy, and started showing her pictures of you.
There's a child inside her.
Yeah.
I put it in there. Please don't come near me.
No
Close
shit.
enough to put your fucking makeup on my clothes.
Yeah. So he's playing for Sunderland, and I'm not going to get into soccer anymore. So anyway, she says, quote, looking back, the warning signs were obvious. He became glued to his phone, for example. I would say, who are you messaging? But he'd tell me to stop being nosy. There was times he'd call me a psycho. I never had much confidence, and I started to believe it. It was a classic case of gaslighting, is what she said. She said, quote, he'd laugh in my face saying, have you seen yourself? And she'd say he would just go missing for like times.
Yeah.
I don't know why. He'd say, she'd said some nights he wouldn't come home until 7 a.m. I would ring his driver crying and asking where he was, but the driver wouldn't tell me anything.
Yeah. Driver would be like, who cares? Have you seen yourself?
Have you seen yourself? I don't know what that means. Have you seen yourself?
He's saying she's not as what she used to be.
I don't.
That's what it feels like.
Because she's pregnant?
Maybe.
That's pretty fucked up.
That's super fucked up.
I didn't even think he would, my brain didn't even go there. That's how fucked up that is, and I didn't even think that's what he was saying. I was like,
that's what I think.
I was like, is he being like, don't worry about it. Have you seen yourself? You're hot. I don't have to bang anybody else.
No.
I thought that's where my brain went.
I see him saying, I'm staying out because look in the mirror.
At you.
That's why I'm staying
that's
out.
fucked up, dude. All right.
I think that's what he's saying.
That's pretty mean. She said there was a different culture in the Northeast. I knew how easy it was for footballers to be with girls there. Women would throw themselves at them and get in their cars as they left the bars, even when they weren't invited. You just jump on. I just picture a woman hanging off the hood of the car going, just give me a chance.
Let me suck it.
Just let me suck it a little. She said, quote, I was suspicious. I knew deep down, but I was scared of losing Adam. I didn't have the full proof. I didn't have the proof, and I didn't want it. I was pregnant. Yeah. She was trying to just put her head in the sand and hope that it wasn't true and hope that it would go away.
Yeesh.
Basically, this is all through 2014. On January 8th, 2015, their daughter is born. Isla is her name, Ayla. And so they have a daughter. And so you think he's got to buckle down now.
Sure does.
You got a kid at home.
Yeah.
You got to relax. But this is where it all kind of spins out of control.
Uh-oh.
He's not a guy that I feel like wants to have a lot of responsibility as far as to other people anyway.
He's got it.
He doesn't want it, though. So 2014-15 for Sunderland, I guess he had 4 goals at 32 appearances, looks like to me. Yeah, sure. Okay, great.
That's not good at all.
He did that. I guess not. The year before he had 8 goals.
Okay.
So that seems like a lot.
Yeah, seems better.
I've never scored 8 goals in my life, so that's good. Then there's a problem. And the problem starts on March 2nd, 2015, which the baby's less than 2 months old, and the police come knocking on the door.
Oh, no.
Here. Cops come a-knocking.
Uh-oh.
And on March 2nd, it's at 2015, early in the morning, they roll up. It's, wow. The Stacy says, quote, the officer said he wanted to speak with me. I thought I'd been caught speeding. She said, I pulled on a dressing gown and rushed to the door. Then he said he really wanted to speak to Adam. I'll never forget seeing Adam at the top of the stairs. He went white with fear. Adam asked, quote, is this about the girl in the shirt?
Oh, no.
And they replied, why did you say that?
Yeah.
Okay, so they took him to another room and questioned him. while they searched his home.
Girl in the shirt or girl and the shirt?
She said the girl. He said, is this about the girl in the shirt? And they said, why did you say that? And then they went and questioned him and searched his home. Now, they end up taking him away. They take Adam away. Stacy says, quote, before Adam was taken away, he said to me, it was a fan. I've only given her a shirt. She said, I kept asking, what is he being done for? I had no idea. So she didn't know what the fuck was going on at all.
Next time I'm pulled over for speeding, I'm going to ask the cop that. Is this about the girl in the shirt?
Is this about the girl in the shirt? Okay. Every time anybody out there encounters a police officer, just go, is this about the girl in the shirt? But do it like really weird and see what happens. I'm sure not good things are going to happen. It's going to probably be bad. But it'll be fucking hilarious to the person sitting next to you, only if they listen to this show. If the cop, okay, on the minuscule lightning strike lottery winner chance that the cop actually listens to this show, think about the laugh you guys are going to have.
The two
it's
of you
almost worth it.
You might get out of the ticket.
If he listens to the show and you say, is this about the girl in the shirt? And he goes, Adam Johnson, and you guys start laughing, it's over. You're getting away with it. Whatever you fucking done.
He's going to go, take my gun, shoot at that street sign.
Yeah, check it out. It makes a cool noise, too. It's like, ping. It's really fucking cool. You're going to like it. Put some holes in it. Write your name. At least an initial. It's a small sign. I get that. But give it a go. That's what's going to happen. Now, on the other side of it, you're probably going to be taken in for questioning if they don't listen to the show. So
if they've never heard of this ever,
that's a chance that we can't take responsibility for that. That's on you.
But certainly get that iPhone out and hit record.
Hit record and send it to us because, wow, is that going to be hilarious?
I want that so bad.
I will post every video of that. It's about the girl in the shirt. I'll fucking retweet it. I'll do whatever you want. That's amazing. So is this about the girl in the shirt? So, Jesus Christ, when the officers took him away, Stacy went over to Adam's parents' house, who were close by. They live in the same area. That's where he grew up. And they were watching the baby at this moment in time. So he doesn't come home till 11 o'clock at night.
Oh.
This is early morning. He's gone all day. She has no idea what's going on.
They take him all day.
All day, and then he comes back at 11 o'clock at night. Okay. Now, he apparently was sobbing. And she's like, what the fuck's going on? And he's sobbing, and he starts admitting things. She says, quote, he finally admitted that he had been with at least a dozen women.
Oh, boy.
He said he didn't know why he'd done it. Adam told me about the girl. I knew who she was. She would always be in the players' car park after the game. She'd always ask for a picture with Adam. She was there so often I noticed when she wasn't. She even messaged me on Twitter when I posted a picture of Isla. Adam said, quote, I thought she was 16. He said he'd given her a signed shirt and they had a kiss, nothing more. I believed him. She looked about 21.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Let's find out about this. They also find out when they search his place that he is taking medication for an STD or an STI here, a sexually transmitted infection.
Right.
They found the medication in his safe while they were searching his house.
Valtrax.
He's keeping that shit to himself,
Locked
though.
down.
Yeah. Also, on his laptop, he gets arrested for a second charge.
Oh, no, he's got child porn.
No, he doesn't,
What does he
Jimmy.
have?
No, he
What's
doesn't have
illegal
child
on your
porn.
computer, then?
He's got bestiality videos.
Oh, no!
He's got weird.
What?
He's got animal fucking videos.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so he gets arrested for that.
Yeah.
So we're like, okay, so we're going to arrest you for, we'll talk about what he's arrested for in a minute. Also, here's your sore medication. And on top of that, why do you have a person fucking a goat on your computer? This guy has just...
He is a... Oh, he's
They've opened up a Pandora's
Yeah.
box of gross here.
He's vile.
So, yeah. Also, he has a gun on the premises, but he is the legal owner of the gun. It's all registered and all that sort of shit. But at first, they were like, oh, Christ, a gun, too. This is a neighbor said, quote, 3 undercover cars and a crime van arrived. You could tell they were police officers. Yeah, I would say.
Sirens and shit.
You know, they were all dressed in black. I haven't seen the player all day. I just assumed there had been a burglary.
He was hip-hop's biggest mogul, the man who redefined fame, fortune, and the music industry.
The first male rapper to be honored on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Sean Diddy Combs.
Diddy built an empire and lived a life most people only dream about.
everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
Yeah, that's what's up.
But just as quickly as his empire rose, it came crashing down.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment, charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. I'm disgusted. I'm so sorry.
Until you're wearing an orange jumpsuit, it's not real. Now it's real.
From his meteoric rise to his shocking fall from grace, from law and crime, this is the rise and fall of Diddy. Listen to the rise and fall of Diddy exclusively with Wondery Plus.
A few miles from the glass spires of Midtown Atlanta lies the South River Forest. In 2021 and 2022, the woods became a home to activists from all over the country who gathered to stop the nearby construction of a massive new police training facility, nicknamed Cop City.
At approximately 9 o'clock this morning, as law enforcement was moving through various sectors of the property, an individual, without warning, shot a Georgia State Patrol trooper.
This is We Came to the Forest, a story about resistance.
The abolitionist mission isn't done until every prison is empty and shut down.
Love and fellowship.
It was probably the happiest I've ever been in my life.
And the lengths we'll go to protect the things we hold closest to our hearts. Follow We Came to the Forest on the Wondery app or wherever you get your podcasts. You can binge all episodes of We Came to the Forest early and ad-free right now by joining Wondery Plus.
So no, not quite.
Is it a goat?
A burglary of some certain time. No, we'll get into this.
Oh my.
So it was 15 police officers searched the house for evidence and all sorts of shit like that. Stacy said they went through the baby's drawers and, everything like that. And luckily the baby wasn't there.
Right.
Stacy says, quote, one woman officer watched over me. I couldn't use my phone or go to the toilet on my own. She watched me get dressed. I kept asking what was going on, but she wouldn't tell me.
Yeah.
What a fucking nightmare for her.
Where are you going?
Yeah. So she said, I asked him about other women and the times I'd been worried, and he admitted them. There'd been at least a dozen others. He said he didn't know why he cheated. Now, the truth about this is, let's get into the truth here.
Oh boy.
He began talking to this girl at the end of 2014 while Stacy was extremely pregnant. It was like 7 months pregnant. He did know her all along. He met this girl when she was 14 years old.
God damn it.
Outside Sunderland's practice facility here. She posed for a photo with him because she's a fan. She was just hanging out trying to get pictures with players, which, kids do.
Right.
Adults do it, but kids really do it, And so she said that the picture was actually her parents used it to put on a cake to celebrate her 15th birthday. That's how excited she was to meet him.
Oh, wow.
He is her favorite player, and she is infatuated with him, as children are with somebody who's a famous person. And, teenage boys do it too, but it's more like devious and like jerking off to them.
Yeah.
But teenage girls tend to have like whoever their crushes are, they have this like thing for them. It's a totally different thing.
Yeah.
Guys aren't in love when they're 14 with women. We're like, oh, look at those tits. Right. And then we do gross things. And then we're like, yeah, that's how guys are when they're 14. Whereas girls will be like, I'm going to marry this guy.
Right.
And that's how they think.
I get that he's 35 and I'm 12, but
it's going to happen.
When
I'm
18, he'll only be in his 50s.
He'll know that we're meant to be together. It happens. So it's just part of being a kid. I think it's just kid shit. So she, that was her 15th birthday. A few days before New Year's Eve, 2014, the girl sent him a Facebook friend request. Okay. He accepted and sent her his phone number. Yeah. Creepy.
All the way to texting already?
Well, worse than that. They exchanged, I think it's 834 WhatsApp messages.
Okay.
That's a shitload.
Yeah.
That's a lot. And he asked if she was in the last year of school, and she admitted she was in year 10 and too young to go out.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you're a fucking sophomore, literally. You're a child. You are 14 years old.
Good boy.
So they end up meeting on January 17th. Behind a Chinese restaurant, which is a good place to meet. In his car.
He knows this is bad.
His baby's 9 days old, by the way, when this is going
Jesus,
on.
God.
In his Range Rover, she got in, and he gave her a signed shirt, and then dropped her off. And then more flirty messages kept coming about when they can meet again and shit like that. And it was after that we'll find out, court researchers will find out from his laptop and phone. This is when he started researching age of consent online. This is when he literally started looking up different places and where the age of consent was.
How long do I got to sit with this hard dick? Gross.
If you have to look it up, not cool.
Nope.
That's it right there. If it's not, I'm positive this is fine, then don't do it.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. I'm sorry. Don't do it. Don't look. If you have to look it up, that's a sign that you shouldn't do it.
And in America, they're so different from that's unbelievable to me, by the way, that it is different from state. That should be a federal, you know what I mean?
There should be a thing.
This is just the blanket here.
Yeah.
We're not going to let you choose when it's okay to fuck a kid.
In England, it's 16 is the age of consent.
Really?
And that's for not, because here they'll have states will have 18 as age of consent, but it'll be 16 if the partner is within 2 years of their age.
Yeah.
So it's like you can't be 40 and fucking a 16-year-old, but if you're a 19-year-old, you can fuck a 16-year-old because they go to the same school.
Right.
So you can't have one in for statutory rape when they're in the same science class. Like, that's ridiculous. And it is. That's fucking stupid.
That
if you
makes
put
sense.
animals in a cage together and then go, why are they fucking? Because you put them in a cage together with raging hormones. That's why, stupid. But this is different, you know? So this is a little more, a little more than this. And this is when the exchanges moved on to Snapchat, which they weren't recorded, all of those messages. And he made up a second Snapchat account.
That's awful.
Just for this purpose here. Yeah. So how did this come to light? Yeah. How did anybody find out? How did it go from this little creepy behind the Chinese takeaway and then a couple other meetings that we'll talk about in a moment? How did that come from that to 15 police officers showing up at the door and some lady watching Stacey P?
Gotta be mom and dad.
It came to light when her dad spotted boasts about the relationship, because she was bragging to her friends about it because she's a child. Yeah. And she was like, oh my, I mean, if any kid that's hanging out with a star like that, they're going to tell their friends about it. They're just, that's why, they're going to.
Been hanging out with Draymond Green this weekend. No, you weren't. I swear.
Look, here's, exactly. So, she boasted that she was doing this shit on social media. She talked to her friends, and when her father was made aware of the rumors, he went directly to the police and said, maybe you guys should investigate this. I think this 27-year-old is fucking my 15-year-old.
Great dad.
Not real thrilled with that.
Yeah.
Terrific dad. I mean, immediately. He was like,
the year.
Don't know if it's true, but can you look into it, please? Because
if it's not true, I'm happy too.
Great. Yeah. I'm happier.
Then my kid's not getting fucked by an adult.
If it is true, I must kill a football player. So let me know what I need to do. So after the arrest, Stacey stands by Adam here. She stays, which is wow. Yeah. Over the few days, she talks to him about it, try to get details, and she realizes that she had met this woman, or this young lady. She's met this child. Yeah. She met her. She said, quote, Sunderland fans were allowed around the cars in the players' car park. The girl was there so often I would notice when she wasn't. Mm-hmm. She's always there. She said, I asked Adam how she got the shirt. He said he dropped it off and had given her a kiss, but he believed she was 16. Mm-mm. That's what he said. She said, this girl looked about 20 or 21. I had no reason to question what he was saying. He had it all. Career, money, girlfriend, a family. He apologized and said he would never do it again. That's what she said. Sorry.
That's how the law works.
Yeah. So she's like, in her mind, he dropped it off. He gave her a kiss. It was stupid. He thought she was old enough, and he's blah, blah, blah. So she's looking at it like, that's all it was. Mm-hmm. I'm going to stick by him. Okay. He's an idiot more than anything. Not an asshole, an idiot.
Right.
She's playing idiot or asshole and choosing the wrong one.
She's losing.
Oh, yeah. She's up for a Golden Gilretho Award or a Shayna Mayfield inaugural. She's up for a Shayna. On the Scummies this year. We'll put it that way, because for a while, and then she kind of drops out and then comes back into the running strong.
Oh, no.
So, she said, I guess they were still together. She said they were 100% together, and he's innocent, and she'll stand by him, and all this sort of shit here. He's done nothing wrong.
Okay.
Nothing. Stacey says, quote, I didn't go to the legal meetings with Adam. I just believed what he told me. That seems smart. Right?
Don't you want to go where he's sworn to say shit?
Seems like an honest guy. Yeah. Well, he was still playing for Sunderland, mixing with fans after the game. Oh, we'll talk about this. Wait till you hear this. We were still being invited to club events, so it didn't seem serious. I never heard from Sunderland, not once, but they were supportive to Adam. He promised he'd stop cheating. We returned to being a family. We shared a bed. Our love life returned. What?
Okay.
Don't fuck the guy who's getting... So anyway, well, she doesn't know what's going on here.
She knows that he fucked 12 different chicks.
She knows that part, but she's used to that.
Yeah.
And I think she's okay. She's somehow made a weird peace with that shit. She's got a real, like, Carmela Soprano thing going on here where she's going to be like, listen...
It's part of the job.
I know he goes out and bangs broads, just don't stick it in my face type of thing. Like, I feel like that's almost like her weird...
Wash it when you get home.
Exactly.
Right.
Wash it when you get home. I don't want to smell perfume.
Does she know about the pills in the safe?
I don't know if she knows at that point. She might not know.
That's a
or she might know.
Yeah.
I don't know. What the hell?
She might know by waking up. You know what I mean?
No, especially if their love life is returned. So after they take him in the interrogation, he admits that he exchanged text messages with her on social media before meeting her to sign a football shirt. He also admitted kissing her at a second meeting on January 30th, but denied it was a passionate kiss and repeatedly denied more sexual contact.
Okay.
He's like, it was just it wasn't like we sat there fucking, making out here. We weren't steaming the windows up.
Okay.
So he told the detectives, quote, I knew it was wrong. I have a girlfriend, for one. Lots of reasons. I've got a family, a career. I said to myself, it was poor. I should have known better. That's what he's telling the cops. He denied undoing the young lady's jeans or touching her putting his hands down her pants like she says. He said, quote, I did not touch her down her pants or anything like that. He said that he met the girl after they talked on WhatsApp. He said they talked about a thank you kiss for him signing the shirts. He also said she came into the car and she said about a thank you kiss. It was just like a normal kiss, just how you would kiss someone, just how you would kiss a strange 15-year-old girl,
Right.
Like you don't at all. Like not at all.
What a thing to say.
Shake hands from a long, keep your arms stiff. That's the distance you need to be away from other people's teenagers.
How about don't touch her at all?
No. If she's a shake,
not even that.
You shake kids' hands. How's it going?
I don't know.
Long distance.
She got a shirt with an autograph. That's enough.
See that elbow? Locked. It's locked at a distance. You can't get closer. I'm not letting you in. Not letting you in. That's as long as you're getting.
She's getting a shirt and it's signed. That's enough.
That's what I'm saying.
That's as personal as it gets.
The interviewing officer asked her why when he was arrested that he told his girlfriend that she was 16. I thought she was 16, and he said he'd been trying to keep the truth from Stacy, and he wasn't trying to lie to the police at that point. He was trying to lie to his girlfriend.
Okay.
So they were like, why'd you lie to us? And he was like, I wasn't trying to lie to you. I was trying to lie to her.
Trying to keep the pussy out in the house.
It was like Rodney Dangerfield. You don't lie to me. You don't lie to me, Jason. You lie to girls. It's one of those. Couldn't remember the kid's name.
Yeah.
So he said it was more between me and her. I didn't want to go back home and she'd have taken my daughter and didn't give me a chance to explain myself. I sort of just panicked. I wasn't going to keep it from the police. That's what he tells the police. And he admitted to the police as well that he had in fact created a new Snapchat account to talk to the teenager. And he said that he had problems in the past with him, quote, texting girls and stuff. He said, quote, it was more to hide it from my girlfriend, if you know what I mean. Yeah, we know what you mean. You're a scumbag. Yeah. We get it. Thanks.
You've got a separate Snapchat.
A separate.
Who's done that?
You got a WhatsApp and separate Snapchats. Right. You are up to no fucking good. No good.
You're trying to fuck kids.
Yeah, there is no reason that any human being would have two Snapchats.
Right.
There's no reason to have one.
Right.
If you have two, you are fucking up to something, boy. So that day...
And that's probably not even his name. I guarantee it was something undercover.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the creepy part.
It was to talk to her.
Right.
That's all it was for.
Oh, here's a message from Chad.
Adult women, your girlfriend might catch you, but the police don't mind if you fucking text them or WhatsApp chat or whatever the fuck. You could do whatever you want with an adult woman. The authorities care very little for what kind of conversations you're having.
Could be crazy.
Unless it's about killing the queen or something. I don't think they mind.
Or you're sharing bestiality videos between
That's
each other.
The other thing.
That's a problem.
We'll get to that also. I feel like the court didn't even want to deal with that, and they didn't know how to deal with it.
They probably were just like, well, there's our fucking ace in the hole. Well, no matter what happens with this, we still got this.
No. It's almost like here they would do that. They would like use it against you.
Absolutely.
There they're like, oh well, that's not. Like, it's almost like. It's almost like it's not polite.
We don't even know about this.
It's not exactly. That's literally what it is. That shit was kept under the radar.
Yeah.
It's wild, man. So they don't even tell until the whole legal process is over. That doesn't even come out publicly.
Really?
Put it that way. That's how. Absolutely. They put
We would rather you know that he likes kids more than this shit over here.
They put everything else under a gag order, and they actually follow it. Like here, the day he got arrested, there would have been a cop on his Twitter going, "This fucking soccer player likes fucking goats."
Yeah.
Saw all his shit on his computer here. There'd be pictures of his fucking medicine.
This is under gag order, but we're trying to keep the public safe.
We want the public to be safe. So that same day that he's interviewed by police and arrested and released and all this type of shit, he's suspended by his team.
Oh.
As they do usually when you're busted for, underage sexual contact.
Yeah.
That'll happen. So he is suspended, quote, pending the outcome of the police investigation, is what the team said. The police also, that same day, raided Sunderland's dressing room as well.
Wow.
They came into his workplace and fucking tore up the locker room, searching it for anything that he might have left there.
Children or animals?
I guess. You got an 8-year-old under here or a goat, either one.
Give them a lot of credit because they're doing it the right way, whereas the team in fucking Brazil,
they're not messing around.
You feed your girlfriend porn star that's pregnant to a dog and you can keep your job.
Let's not call them your kind of guys quite yet, Jimmy. Let's give it a minute, okay? They said, quote, it's also understood that all Sunderland staff were called into meetings following Johnson's arrest and warned away from posting anything about it on social media and from speaking to the press. A source said, quote, you don't expect to see police officers in a dressing room, and quite a few people at the club were shocked by it. They were looking for things such as second mobile phones and notes, anything that would help them, really. Yeah. So they don't know what the fuck he's got going on.
Right.
He might have 3 laptops and 4 cell phones he keeps in his locker somewhere because that's a private area. No one fucks with that. So who knows? They said, quote, all staff were called into meetings and told in no uncertain terms that they were not to put anything like this, anything on things like Twitter and Facebook, and not to talk to the press about it under any circumstances. So this suspension, as you'd imagine, should last until this is all over with, right? And he is cleared of all things. That would be the only way he'd come back.
Shouldn't be.
The girl comes out and she goes, oh my God, I made it up and this is ridiculous and I'm so sorry and I just wanted to have attention. Be the only way he'd be reinstated. Yeah. Well, no, his suspension lasts 2 games. And they're like, he really denies it hard. Let's let him back. So we
can't necessarily vindicate him, but we also can't hold his feet to the fire because, listen, he's supposed to have his day in court.
So rather than going until this is all over, he's suspended, they bring him back. They let him come back. Yeah. So he's running around the fucking field literally with a fucking kitty molestation charge over his head.
That's crazy.
This is disgusting. So I'm sorry. Nobody does silver-haired middle-aged white men like England.
Really, soccer.
Like soccer. I'm going to say I shouldn't even blame England. Like soccer.
It's just the sport.
Nobody does it like that. Nobody. I've never. All the other sports, like if an NFL player got fucking arrested for sexual contact with a 15-year-old girl, had his house searched, all that. His ass would not be on that, and that's the NFL. They're the worst. I picked the worst one, that the shittiest. Like when it comes to actual discipline, I picked them on purpose.
Yeah,
even they would be like, no, you cannot play until it comes out in court that you 100% never touched a little girl or any girl of that age. And then on top of that, no one would still probably sign you because you'd have that stigma of kid toucher.
They threw a man out of the league who punched an adult. Granted, she's a woman.
Well, I mean, that was a horrible thing that he did.
But the point is, if she'd have been a little girl, that would have been insane.
Oh, well, Jesus, a child.
But, I mean, granted. It should be.
It should be, yeah. Adult and child. It's an extra aggravator.
But they did that with assault. If it's sexual assault on a minor and there's no video, forget it.
I mean,
there's
Jesus
no way he's
Christ.
playing, right?
No.
We'd have to say no.
I would say no.
Oh, God,
I would
James,
say...
I'm afraid to go on record saying
I would say that's the only third rail in sports for any sports team in the United States would be... You got busted for sexual things with it. Because you can beat the shit out of a kid, clearly. Adrian Peterson still running around. You can beat the shit out of your kid all you want, publicly acknowledge it, whatever. But to sexually fuck with a child, I feel like that would be no league would ever fucking touch you again. You'd
hope
forever.
So. But then again,
I would think
Jerry Jones still owns a team.
That's true.
You have no
Jerry
idea.
Jerry Jones might go, you know what? I feel like he's turned around. I put him in front.
In Texas, it's legal, y'all.
I put him in front of some cheerleaders, and they're adults, and his dick got hard, and I said, you know what? That's what he's into. That's what he's into. So he likes adult women.
Right.
So
what's illegal in that goddamn New York ain't quite illegal here.
That's right. Now, March 2nd is the raid / suspension. He is back for the March 18th game. Mm-hmm. So less than 2 weeks it took, basically. He's on bail, and the police called the investigation very much alive at that point.
Good.
The BBC said, quote, the club held talks with the Professional Footballers Association and Johnson's representatives after his police bail was extended. He will be available to play for new manager Dick Advocate. His name is Dick Advocate.
He's a dick advocate.
He's a dick advocate.
That's why he's playing here.
His name is Advocat, C-A-A-T, but his name is Dick Advocate. He's an advocate for dicks and particularly Adam Johnson's dick. Adam Johnson, Dick Advocate.
What the fuck is
my
happening?
head is exploding here. Hold on. I got to get a chart out and markers and a blackboard, and I need to make a Venn diagram of the whole
he
fucking
certainly
thing.
should not be playing with all of this cock involved in the name.
There's too much cock.
And
There's
this
just
is
so
being
much
slung
cock.
at children, allegedly.
Yeah.
Let's not have
He's
this happening.
slinging Johnson. This guy's advocating dicks. I don't know what's happening here. Dick Advocate?
That's
Are you
crazy.
kidding me? That is the silver-haired middle-aged white man's name, Dick
Yeah,
Advocate.
right.
How you doing? Dick Advocate here, silver-haired middle-aged white man. And he gives you his card?
Yeah.
Holy fuck. Wow, I'm blown away. I can't even
I hope their
I can't
tablet
concentrate
had
anymore.
a field day with that shit.
Dick Advocate? Come on, man.
The pun headlines are
fuck me.
Numerous. You can't get there.
Dick Advocate? Come on. No.
That guy's got to change his name.
Even if he's the best guy for the job, they got to be going, we can't hire him.
Right.
With the guy on the, what about the Adam? We already have a Johnson with a kid, and now we're going to have a Dick Advocate.
Listen,
It's too much.
He's the best guy for the job. He beat out Peter Promoter.
I guess he did. He did. He did. He beat out Cock Enthusiast. That was very good. He was a strong candidate, Cock Enthusiast. He really was. He wanted the job bad, but he just didn't have the experience of Dick Advocate, who really just knew how to spin it publicly. He had the enthusiasm.
Yeah, right.
We'll give Cock Enthusiast that, but he just couldn't do it. Didn't have the technical ability.
Gave him the job because we had to get rid of Case Beater.
You know,
That
yeah,
guy.
he was, forget about it.
Jesus.
He couldn't hold him.
I felt that was too on the nose.
Every time they arrested him, he just got away with it. So the club says, quote, we recognize that the player is entitled to recommence his duties with the club while the legal process continues. Mm-hmm. He will therefore return to training. The club's own investigation cannot continue until the conclusion of the legal process. Okay. So their whole thing is, hey, we got to stay out of it. Like, no, I get that normally they want you to let the legal process play out, but there's a child involved.
Yeah.
This is a different story completely. Stacy's family, by the way, standing by him. Wow. Stacy's family.
Unbelievable.
Her mother here said, quote, they are still very close and absolutely still together about he and Stacy. He is 100% innocent and we will stand behind him. He hasn't been found guilty of anything. He's a great lad and has done nothing wrong. This is a horrible situation. Yeah. So he comes back. He plays some more, which who cares about that? Who cares about playing right now?
I hate that he's playing. I don't want to know any stats. I'm furious that he has any.
You'll be happy about this, though. In August of 2015, he injured himself and was out for 2 months.
Right.
So I do want to picture him limping around, though.
Yeah.
So on the home front, back on the home front here, Stacy, she is convinced that everything is fine. He kissed a girl fan, took 2 seconds, didn't realize how young she was. You know, could probably kissed 100 girl fans and we go, whatever.
We're moving on.
Yeah. So she said, quote, I thought that if it had been so serious that they wouldn't have let him play and mix with the fans, which, yeah,
right.
That's what I mean. She says he was still working and playing and, it was normal. She said, we've shared a bed. Our sex life returned. Looking back, I do think, what the hell was I doing? But it's hard to get up and leave it's hard to get up and leave the life you've made for yourself. Yeah. But when you're with not in that situation, no, it's not.
What are the laws in England? You've got a kid with somebody that makes that kind of money. Seems like you could probably make your own life now.
You have a kid with a guy who makes that kind of money, and you want to leave him, not because you just want to leave and live your own life, because he got arrested for fucking around with an underage girl.
Wow.
I think you're getting whatever you want out of that, probably.
You'll be all right.
And I think he's probably going to give you whatever you want, so all the shit you know about him doesn't come out public.
Right.
And, more bestiality is found here. So, after he's arrested, things are going by, in this thing, and everything is fine. Stacy finds out she's pregnant again.
Oh, no.
Oh, she's 6 weeks pregnant now.
Oh, God.
She finds out. So she tries to hang on to this relationship. She agreed to stand by him and everything like that. She agrees to stand by him all the way up till the trial, which will be in February of 2016. So almost a year goes by where this is all just this ugly,
contentious,
murky,
he said, she said,
bubbling chili, basically, of grossness here. Now, and by the way, a lot of people don't believe this girl, even though he admits to this shit. A lot of people don't believe her, and she gets a lot of shit from people. As a matter of fact, some asshole, as we'll talk about him, the Sun, the editor for the Sun, ends up actually having criminal charges put on him because he published a picture of this young lady.
Oh?
Published her picture, which you're not allowed to publish her name, never mind her picture. Not good at all. Real bad. And her name has been out since that. We're not going to say it just because she obviously wanted to keep it, to herself, so it doesn't fucking matter. 15 years old. That's all you need to know. So, wow. They were pictured. They post pictures together, Adam and Stacy, trying to act like everything was fine, and people were attacking them. She said they were attacking her specifically, Stacy. She said people said I must be getting paid by Adam, that I was a gold digger and a stupid bitch. That was her.
Okay.
So court comes around.
But that was just Dick Advocate.
That was just Dick Advocate. She's a gold digger and a stupid bitch. Adam, your girlfriend's a stupid gold-digging bitch. Now, get on the pitch. Look at your penis. It's looking wonderful in those shorts. I can see the outline of it. Lovely.
Unreal.
Lovely. So, in court, Stacy starts to hear the facts. This is not good. This is all shit she doesn't know. He doesn't tell.
She's about to hear it all.
She's about to hear it all. And so he's been lying to her for a year, too. She said, quote, I heard everything that day in court for the first time after being kept in the dark for a year. I thought, what am I doing here? It felt like I was in a dream, but it was a nightmare and it destroyed me. I felt sick and I wanted to get up and punch him. Yeah. I realized who Adam really was, an arrogant man who lied and lied to me. It destroyed me. He knew her age. He sent her thousands of messages. He'd message her, then me, then someone else. There'd be another message from me to him asking when he was coming home. It was terrific. It was horrific. So she's saying he was just texting all these different women and her in the mix at the same time.
How do you do that?
What a horrible life he's got.
Accidentally send a dick pic to your mom?
Yeah. Oh, shit. God damn it. Sorry, Grandma. See you Sunday.
That was for a 15-year-old.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Grandma. The message, she said, quote, the messages didn't sound like Adam. They were flirty because they read the messages out in court.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah. Just imagine that.
The embarrassment.
Oh, yeah. For her, too. She's got to sit there and take this. She said they were flirty. He'd message her, wow, he was probably texting other girls while I was in labor, she said. Quote, it makes me feel disgusted. How could he do that to someone who's going to be the mother of his child? So let's talk about the facts of this thing here. They found out 4 days after he met the girl, not after they had sexual contact, 4 days after he met her the first time and just gave her a jersey and said, hello.
Yeah.
That's when he started looking up age of consent on all his electronics.
Good Lord.
So he had it in his sights that he's going to try to fuck her, not that it already happened. So they described how he examined, the examiner from court, examined an iPhone 6 from his house and verified a series of web pages were accessed on February 3rd of last year. The court also, they heard Stacy flounders, that she quizzed him about the age of the girl and all that sort of thing. And other people said that when he got arrested, he was leaving the house and she's like, what the fuck are you talking about? That sort of shit. The detective testified that Stacy said to him, who is she? And the officer agreed that he replied, it's so-and-so, the girl's name. I just gave her a couple of shirts. And then she said, how old is she? And Adam said, quote, well, she said she was 16. Oh, boy. So there's that. The jury heard how, God,
that's supposed to make it okay, James.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought she was 16.
No.
Which here is still gross.
Disgusting.
That's still very, very gross, 16.
Oh, my God.
That's a junior.
Yeah.
She's got history class in third period.
Yeah.
Like, that's not okay.
She's worried about a GPA.
That's fucking wild.
To get into college.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
That's wild. She's mad because her dad was mean to her today.
Right.
Or like, her little sister stole her shirt.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit she's angry with. You're an adult, bro. You have bills and shit. You can't be fucking around 16-year-olds.
She can still be reckless because she has 2 years still to pull her GPA back up to get into college.
She can do that.
That's crazy.
That's wild.
Oh, boy.
So, they said they began exchanging hundreds of messages on social media right around New Year's 2015. He agreed to meet her and sign football shirts, but it was the second meeting was where he was inquiring about the thank you kiss, and that's when sexual activity happened. The prosecutor, Kate Blackwell, she said that she talked about the messages being exchanged. She said they were building up to a sexual encounter. Mm-hmm. She said what's clear through the WhatsApp messages is that he guided her in a classic case of grooming in its purest form. You never want to hear that.
Nope.
He said that he was a man who had pretty much everything but cheated on his girlfriend with all these people and demonstrated exceptional duplicity. She said he's a self-confessed arrogant man who throws himself at your mercy and asks you to accept that his contrition for what he's done is genuine. She says that his claims that sexual activity went no farther than a kiss were preposterous. She said he's a man who has lied and lied and lied again. Wow. She is giving it to him good. Prosecutor also said that the girl's evidence was inconsistent at times, but said, quote, she's not a young child, but neither is she a sophisticated adult. All the makeup and sparkly dresses in the world cannot mature the soul. While she thinks she knows it all, she has much to learn. So they're saying she's a kid. She kind of, that's the way it works here. Because a lot of the people in the public opinion was like, well, she seems like an adult to me.
Oh, boy.
And it was like, no.
Oh, gross.
No. And Stacy said, well, she looks 21. It doesn't matter what she looks like. Just because she grew boobs early doesn't mean that you can fuck. She still has a brain of a child. She's 16 fucking years old. That's ridiculous. God damn it.
Yeah.
Separate the fucking boobs from the brain for.
It's ridiculous.
Guys, 2 seconds of thinking, oh, those tits are attached to a fucking young brain. I think about that. Those aren't tits yet. They're not.
No.
They're just not.
Oh,
you know when you go,
gross.
you ever gone fishing and you catch a fish, it's not fucking big enough?
Right.
You throw it the fuck back because it's not big enough yet. You go, I don't want to ruin this thing. I could eat it, but I'm not going to ruin it. It's a fish. I'm hungry for fish. But you know what? No, get an adult fish, you pussy.
And worse off, you would never show that fish to your friends and be like, look how much of a man
Exactly.
You'd throw it back on the mere thought that you're emasculated.
Yeah.
As a man,
ridiculous.
you're a fucking weakling.
Ugh, my God.
Get a fucking largemouth.
Yeah. The prosecutor also said there's no evidence that the girl made this up to get him into trouble because her parents were the ones who made the decision against her will, actually. She was begging them not to go to the police. The prosecutor also, because I guess they went back and forth. After all this happened, she was calling him and they were going to meet again, and then he called her again or something. Went back and forth, and then at one point she called him and his number wasn't working anymore. Like he blocked her, basically. And that's when she was like talking, and that's when the parents found out, and it became that sort of thing. So they said that the prosecutor says that it was the defendant's choice to avoid a conviction as long as he could to avoid signing the sex offender's register and avoid hanging up his boots. Because he's going to have to be a sex offender if he's found guilty.
Wow.
And he won't be able to play because he's not going to be able to travel around with kids.
Can't go to Turkey.
So, so the fact that he was the only place you can go is Thailand now. The fact that he was given the green light to continue playing for his club.
Cambodia.
Was not a green light to continue lying to the courts. It's 8 women and 4 men on the jury, and they were, told of everything like that. He said at one point here, after it was made clear that she was 15, after the encounter in the car, as we'll talk about what happened, he wrote, quote, just wanted to get your jeans off, LOL.
Oh, boy.
And she replied, next time.
Eee.
Yeah. And then there's also messages congratulating him on the birth of his daughter. And, wow.
Oh, boy.
He was texting Stacy, other girls, and everything else, like, while she was still in the car after they were fucking. It's insane.
Oh,
like, he's got so much going on here. So Stacy said, quote, when his messages were read out, I felt sick. I wanted to get up and punch him, but I tried not to react because I realized everybody was watching. He'd humiliated me. We'd never done magazine interviews, never been that kind of couple, but suddenly everyone knew my life.
Yeah.
That's rough, yeah. They moved to the country there to avoid all the city shit that they didn't want to be mixed up in all the kind of, all the glitter of the football world. They moved out there, like she said, to be kind of away from all that. That was the point of it. Yeah. So he was, I guess, he said he was a sex addict who regularly met women after practice. Wow. The prosecutor said he saw the schoolgirl as, quote, just another opportunity. And that was Stacy said that's when she was realizing exactly how fucked up he was. She said, I went for one day in court and realized it was so serious. I rented a house and moved out. The day I left, Adam was laid on the sofa. He was depressed. I felt sorry for him, then remembered what he had done. Yeah. But then days later, his legal team contacted her to ask her for help with his defense. Because
what the fuck do you want from me?
She's the key to this whole thing. She's got to act like, oh, look at him. He's got a baby, and that's his little avatar.
Yeah, but girl, you're about to make an ass of yourself.
Yeah. So the young girl, the victim here, she gave evidence relating to the sexual assault charge. Now, Stacy says that he was cleared of one charge. She described him of having shaved his pubes.
Yeah.
And Stacy said, quote, he'd never done that. It was untrue, so I was prepared to stand up in court to say that. A lot of people judged me, but we have a daughter, and one day I have to explain my actions to her. I told the truth for her. I got up in public and talked about daddy's pubes. For you. Aren't you happy I did that?
Isla Daddy's got a bush.
Yeah.
Never forget it.
Wow. So he said that.
Don't worry, Mom. I won't.
No, it's going to. Oh, wait till you hear later. She's when she's going to tell the daughter what he did and all this shit. As soon as she can type and Google him, that's what's going to come up. So he said that she said giving evidence was horrendous. It felt like the worst day of my life, but every day was a new worst day for me. That's what Stacy said.
Yeah.
The victim's friend also testifies. She tells the court that her friend said that Adam and her had they were talked on social media and all sorts of shit like that. The teenager told the jury, quote, she said, this is talking about the victim, she said that they talked on Snapchat and he asked her to send a naked picture, and that's all I can remember about it.
Hey, boy.
Yeah. She said that afterwards that she didn't have any other details. So the victim described how she informed officers that her friend had told, that her friend had told her about more serious sexual activity that her friend had not told the police about earlier. She's still hiding shit, the young girl. The victim is still trying to protect something.
Why?
I don't know. She told her friend about it, though. So her friend told the cops. Her friend said, quote, she told me not to say anything. She told me she'd been texting him before and she went away and he offered to meet her for money. So I don't know what the hell that means.
That is a transaction, James.
Yeah, I don't know if he's offering to buy her or what. I don't know what the fuck is going on. I'm grossed out by this.
Yeah.
She told the interviewing officer that her friend was, quote, more excited, not excited for something, just excited, in a good mood, really. She said that, quote, I asked her if anything had happened, as I'd seen messages before asking for a bit of a feel. That's what he'd been. She then explained to her friend. She described a sex act that they had allegedly had taken place between her and Adam.
Do we need to know?
She seemed excited about it, but at first she started to realize what she'd done because he had a girlfriend. In the police interview, she said that she didn't believe her friend at first, saying, quote, because he's a football player, he's famous, and she's only 15. So she didn't believe her. But then she said she changed her mind after seeing a message that he sent her saying, quote, just wanted to get your pants off. So it's that message. So the girl told this officer, quote, that's why I knew something had happened between them for definite. Okay, now the victim has to go to court, and she tells the court that Adam put his hands down her pants and that she performed an oral sex act on him, is the way they put it in the court documents, so I'll keep it to that.
Yep.
The charge, that was the charge that is never proven, and he's cleared of that charge, by the way. The oral sex act, even though she says about it, she told all her friends about it. Yeah, because Stacy came out and said that he doesn't shave his pubes. That's literally why he got away. That's enough.
Okay.
Yeah, so weird. Victim's dad is here. He says that his daughter was crying her eyes out when she came down from her bedroom to tell him about what happened. He said, quote, she wanted to kill herself. She sat cuddling me crying. After a half hour reassuring her, she made me promise that I would not tell anyone, including Mom. I told her that no matter what she thought I would say, I would always be with her. And then he asked his daughter to tell him what happened. She replied, quote, I have met up with Adam Johnson. I think I asked her what happened. She replied, quote, things have happened. Oh, no. He said he pressed her for details of what had gone on, and the girl said that they had not had sex. He said that, that the family had gotten his daughter a Sunderland season ticket for Christmas in 2014, and various members of the family would take her to games because she was really into it, and especially into him.
Oh, no.
That was the reason. So they feel guilty because they got her the ticket that made this happen. He said his daughter would often stay after games to catch a glimpse of players and to take photos, and that Adam had offered her a shirt. He said that, quote, he was in a state of total shock and disbelief. I don't blame him. Wow. The jury was also shown his 10-second video clip recorded by the girl on her phone while she was in the car with Adam, just to prove it to her friend or whatever. Neither of them are visible, but you can hear him talking, and it's obviously him. So, yeah. Now, the defense here, this is, wow, I don't even know how you do that.
What do you say?
He told the jury, whatever your verdicts, everybody is a loser. That's what he said.
What?
The girl has been affected by what happened. Whatever you might think about the events that have unfolded, she was a child who, for that reason alone, deserved protection. Mr. Johnson will have to pay the price for his actions. He has lost his job. He has been dropped by his sponsors, and he will be subjected to criticism, both publicly and privately, for many years to come. That's what they said. They said he was earning £60,000 a week, and now, by the way, still making money.
That's great.
We'll talk about that. So that's the defense here, and it's going to go to the jury, and we'll find out the next day what happens.
Yeah.
So wow.
Oh boy.
This is
it's a cliffhanger.
It's a cliffhanger, and it's a cold. That's a cold trip home.
Yeah.
He's going to have a wow. I mean, that's something.
Can we listen to some music? I just don't want to hear you talk.
I don't want to hear anything from you. You go to talk, she just cranks it on.
Yeah.
I don't like that. I don't care. We're listening to Christian country rock. I don't give a shit. Yes, I know we're English. I don't care.
This is my favorite right now.
We're doing it anyway.
It's not your voice.
So, yeah, this is, I mean, he's got to be fucking miserable. He doesn't know what he's going to do now. Yeah. In addition to jail or whatever, he's also got to deal with lack of career and all this type of thing. And like you said, there's always Jerry Jones for people like that. But in this world, who's out there?
Dick Advocate.
I mean, Dick Advocate. And there's one other man, I think, maybe who could help him. And the funny thing is, he finds him. There's a knock on the door.
Yeah.
And you know who it is?
No.
It's Vince McMahon.
Of course it is.
CEO and chairman of the WWE.
Yeah.
And he says, how is it you've come to arrive here? What the fuck is wrong with you? Yeah, that's right. I said it. Jesus Christ. I don't even want you out there. No, don't take your shirt. Put your shirt back on, for God's sake. Jesus, what am I, a 15? I'm not a 15-year-old. I will roll my sleeves up and kick your goddamn ass, mister. And look at you. You're not vascular at all. I look at you. You're not vast. You're 5'9". You're scrawny. You got a lovely left foot. What good does that do me? Right. I need vascularity. I don't even want you to put overalls. Oh, no. Don't get those overalls off right now.
Yeah.
Right now, you don't deserve overalls, mister. I'm sorry. No, I don't want you. I'm not even going to hire you to bring you in to have your head driven through the mat on a nightly basis. No, you're done. Goodbye, sir.
Yeah.
And he leaves. Poof, he's gone in a cloud of 1099s. He's out of there.
Even the WWE's done with
Adam Johnson's like, fuck. They let Pac-Man come on the show, man. What the fuck? This is bullshit. This is some fucking bullshit.
They gave a career to Jake the Snake. He's the product
Come on.
of pedophile rape.
They keep hiring Scott Hall, for Christ's sake. What are we doing?
But not me.
So the ride home from court, Jimmy, she refused to speak to Adam on the drive home. But then all she said was when they got home, she said, quote, I'm not standing by you anymore. I'm moving out. He said, quote, I'm sorry. I'm stupid. I didn't know what I was doing. She said, but I couldn't believe a word he said. So she said she was obviously crushed by this whole thing.
Yep.
And in addition to that, by the way, she's pregnant during all this. She decided that she is going to have an abortion with this baby because she doesn't want anything else with him. She said that she's done. She said she was so disgusted after the arrest that she got an abortion. She said, I couldn't bring another baby into the world. It destroyed me. We wanted more children. All I'd ever wanted was a normal family, a couple of kids, but it was all falling apart and the baby would have been due around the time of his court case. I knew I couldn't bring another baby into the world. Everything was a mess. I never thought I could have an abortion. Neither of us wanted to, but we agreed it was for the best. It was heartbreaking, but I felt I had no choice.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be tied to that. Yeah, that's what it was there.
It's the hardest decision she's ever made.
So his family, full of dick advocates here.
Rod promoters.
Oh, boy. His sister, Adam's sister, posts a Facebook group called Justice for Johnson.
Oh, Johnson Justice.
Yeah, that was the pause. That's why you heard nothing more. Justice for Johnson. Let that settle. This is Faye Johnson. Yeah, posts a picture of him with the baby and all that. It urges followers to change your profile picture to support Adam Johnson's appeal. Wow. Facebook removed our group, but we will not stop publicizing our support. Team AJ.
Unbelievable.
What the fuck?
Eesh.
More than 1,000 people liked the page before it was taken down. The page was taken down because it featured nasty comments about the victim and her name and outing her and
damn it.
Bad things about her and shit from her social media, and it turned into a viper pit basically. So February of 2016, he does all that court. Like we said, he's waiting to hear a verdict, and instead of waiting, he pleads guilty.
Good move.
Let me go ahead and plead guilty on this one. Pleads guilty to one charge of sexual activity with a child and one charge of grooming.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a gross one. That's a charge there. Is that a charge here?
Grooming. I don't know if it's a charge.
I wonder if it is.
It should be.
It should be an
because
aggravator
it leads to
nothing.
something. Yeah. Well, it leads to stalking.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's not murder, but the stalking leads to murder and grooming leads to diddling. So, yeah.
What's the fuck?
You can't diddle without grooming first.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest here.
But he's got all the shaft champions in the world over there.
You can have as many
rod proponents.
Oh, God. Yeah.
It's disgusting.
You can have as many phallic enthusiasts as you want, Jimmy, and it's not going to fucking matter, okay? It's just not going to matter.
Yeah.
So
gross.
He is found guilty of another charge of sexual activity with a child, cleared of a third.
Yeah.
So he told the court he did nothing more than a kiss after kiss a 15-year-old girl after taking a bold risk, what he called, to meet her in his car. He said that knew it was wrong to carry on any further. He said he was surprised that the girl told the police that more sexual activity had taken place. I don't believe it. He said, quote, I felt like someone else was telling her to say these things. He's trying to say that they were, she wants money is what he's trying to say. Okay. He already agreed. He said he agreed to meet the girl, sign soccer shirts for her, and messaged her to say she owed him a thank you kiss. He agreed with the prosecutor that his attitude was, quote, keen for trying to hook up with this chick. So, the jury heard the girlfriend's text as well, heard Stacy's text, read one that said, I'm at home all the time doing shit for you, having your kids, you need to change. And he said, maybe you'd get it more if you stop being paranoid.
Ew.
And I think he means understand.
Okay.
Get it, I think. I don't think he means like I'd pound you more. Yeah. He also admitted setting up the second Snapchat account, quote, so Stacy wouldn't find out who I was talking to. He said that, he sent the schoolgirl flirty messages because he was bored in a hotel room. But he claims he didn't know speaking to her before they kissed was an offense also. He didn't know grooming was an offense, apparently. He doesn't know either. He was sounding very emotional. He said that, quote, it was easy to write stuff in words and do it on the phone, flirting. It's another thing to actually do it. Well, you did, though. The WhatsApp messages were shown there, and he asked if he was getting just a kiss before saying the thank you better be worth it. Oh, he's so gross. When she replied, depends what else you're after, he said, a little more of a kiss, a little bit of a feeling, and then reminding her, by the way, every once in a while to, quote, keep deleting our convos. Mm-hmm. Of course.
Yeah.
Don't let anybody see this.
Especially not Chris Hansen.
Especially not your dad, Chris Hansen.
Right.
I didn't know her dad was Chris Hansen. Sorry. Johnson claimed, quote, it was just the flirting again. I considered we were going to have a kiss, and I didn't know at the time if it would be more. It was just stupidity from me, and I really regret that now. He said he knew it was illegal to kiss her, but as he spoke to her, he said that he claims his Google search for the legal age of consent on his phone had nothing at all to do with the girl, though. He said it had nothing to do with her age. We were talking about stuff in the dressing room, about a program that was on a couple nights before, about different ages. Lots of players in our team are from all sorts of countries, and we were having discussions of laws and rules in different places of the world.
You can't do that shit here, Rubinho.
Wow.
Jesus, man.
Yeah.
She's 12. Look, right here. Wait 4 years.
Oh, my God.
Is that how it works?
Fucking
Is
wild.
that what he's saying?
I think he is.
We got guys from fucking Uruguay. They don't have a clue.
They don't care. Yeah, we got to show them, hey, 16, Chief. He said, need to keep it between us. This is one of the messages. Need to keep it between us and delete our messages after we have spoken. Don't want anyone reading them just to be safe. So, yeah. Wow. She, at one point...
Nobody that's legal says shit like that.
No, not at all. He admitted he didn't want anyone to know he was talking to her and said at one point, I'm ashamed that I did that and I know I shouldn't have been doing that. Yeah, no shit. At one point, one message said, quote, are you allowed to drink, ? You look old enough. When are you 16? So he knew
message.
What the fuck was up. Yeah. Then she texted him about the baby, congratulations, all this sort of thing. He also admitted sending explicit texts to other girls, saying that he, quote, wasn't a very good person, and to his girlfriend or his baby. Uh-huh. This is fucking gross. In a statement he read earlier, he said he had no specific recollection of being aroused after the kiss, but accepts that he did kiss the girl fully on the lips. He said that he was aware of her age, accepts the stupidity of his actions. He says, I wholeheartedly apologize to the girl. She is a child and ought to be safe in my company. Yeah.
Ew.
He defended the text by saying he was just bored. He said, quote, when you're in a hotel room, it's easy to text. You're bored and you keep yourself busy. There's also TV.
Yeah.
You can jerk off on your computer. There's a lot to do for you.
Well,
come on.
Depends on what's on the computer.
Well, that's what I mean. He's got, that's my whole fucking point.
Yeah.
He's got whatever weird shit he likes, he's got it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he said that, He said that after he met her, he lasted about, the first meeting was just a couple of shirts, lasted 10 minutes, and then the you owe me thing. And he said, I was caught up in the texting and speaking to her as if she was any other person, really. I should have known a lot better. He said, because when I had my kids, I knew it was wrong and I didn't want to carry out any further. That's what he said, even though he met her after he had his daughter. In cross-examination earlier, the prosecutor had said, quote, some people may feel sorry for you because you've thrown away your glittering career. The position you are in now was a direct result of your excessive arrogance. And he said, quote, I would say more stupidity. So he's idiot or asshole. He's going, no. I'm much more of an idiot than an asshole. And the prosecutor and us are saying, no, Adam, you're an asshole. You are an asshole. He said that he felt remorse. And he added the arrest was the worst day of his life. They asked him why, and he said, because I had been arrested for sexual activity with a child. It's going to be the worst day in anybody's fucking life, I think.
Yeah, but if you'd have given it 3 more months and that dad not being a nosy fuck, then you'd be in a whole lot more trouble.
You'd be in way worse trouble.
Dad would have found way worse.
Yeah, and he probably would have knocked her up.
Oh boy.
Jesus Christ. He said that, he just said his whole world's been turned upside down after the arrest. He's fired from his He's been suspended. He says he doesn't care about his soccer career at all, though.
Sure.
He said, I only took so long because they said, why did you torment this girl and leave this open for a year when you pleaded guilty at the last fucking minute? What are you doing? And he said, it's on the advice I was given at the time, and I went along with that. He's like, I'm not illegal. I'm not a lawyer. The judge here, he said that the defendant must understand there's a very high probability of a significant custodial sentence. They said that the judge said that he would be released on bail from this guilty verdict to, quote, get his affairs in order.
Oh.
You're fucked if a judge says to you. If a judge or a doctor tells you to get your affairs in order, you're fucked.
You're not going to be in control of some things for a while.
For a while or maybe forever. He said, quote, you can say goodbye to your daughter. A prison sentence will mean you will not see her for some time. Mm-hmm. That's a lot. So the reaction of this, the police said, quote, the deputy whatever in the Durham police praised the victim for her bravery. She said, quote, in our football-obsessed region, Adam Johnson had a responsibility as a professional footballer to be a role model, a role he did not fulfill. Also, the children's charity NSPCC spokesman condemned him as well. They said Adam Johnson cynically used his celebrity status as a professional footballer to groom and sexually abuse an impressionable schoolgirl. His behavior throughout was inexcusable, made even worse by the fact that his not guilty pleas forced his young victim to suffer the harrowing experience of evidence in court. Yeah, so after he pleads guilty, finally they terminate his contract.
Really?
Because legally they can.
Yeah.
Because he's been found guilty. Ridiculous, first of all. By the way, his agent, or one of the agents here, he says that he should be able to play football. Anyway.
Yeah, because that's how I get paid.
He said, my personal view is that he should have been suspended on full pay, as I believe the club owed Johnson and the rest of the playing and backroom staff a duty of care. Firstly, not in exposing Johnson to taunts and chants from opposing fans labeling him a pedophile. Secondly, not in placing his colleagues and staff in the position of having to be embarrassed by his situation, which in retrospect they could argue was unacceptable, bearing in mind his guilty plea. Now, the victim, let's talk about her. She said that even after he was found guilty, she said she's been bullied at school. She misses classes. Her schoolwork is fucked. This is her statement in court, so we should let her have a voice here. She says, quote, from the very beginning of all this, I always doubted people would believe me. I was talking to Adam Johnson. It was surreal for me. He was my favorite football player for Sunderland, a club I was a massive supporter of. As a Sunderland fan, I absolutely idolized Adam. He was my hero. I attended the home games whenever I could. It was something I looked forward to. When Adam messaged me, I was in shock and in disbelief. I didn't even believe it was Adam at first. He had to prove to me that it was him because it was that surreal. He offered me a match-worn signed shirt, so I was obviously over the moon. He asked me straight away how old I was, and I said 15 because I didn't see it as a problem, as I was only getting a shirt signed. In fact, I told him that I had only just turned 15.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. I was overwhelmed by all of this. This was my favorite player, and he was texting me. I felt used and let down by him. It's been the hardest year of my life, and I've had to face so much abuse after he claimed innocence. I was made out to be a liar. If anything, I held back because I didn't want all of this to come out. Yeah, she did.
She didn't do this. Her dad did. Let's not be mean to her.
That's what I mean. Either way.
Because
even
her
if
dad's right.
Exactly. If she did it, if her dad did it, I don't care who fucking did. I don't care if Dick Advocate came to the forefront. Fuck, man.
Because her dad's a hero.
Yeah. So she said, what happened in my car has turned my life upside down. What happened in his car has turned my life upside down. I've lost all my confidence. My schoolwork has suffered. There are people out there who have made assumptions about me, and that alone has made it hard to deal with. I've been unable to defend myself publicly. The gossip on social media and hearing all of the horrible names that people have been calling me has been devastating to me, my friends, and my family. People were lying about me and what I had said. They don't understand the impact of that their words can have on someone. Him being found guilty shows everyone I was telling the truth. I hope people can see that everything is not always as it first seems, and opinions should only be based on facts and not on rumors. The last 12 months have been horrendous, and there have been times I wanted to hide away from the world. There's been times I haven't been able to face people. There have been times when I've tried to not to show people how upset I am, but sometimes it hasn't been possible, and I just cry. I felt so broken. I've been in some dark places over that time, and I thought that the trial, giving evidence, having my say, would give me closure, but it didn't. It put me back into the same dark places, and I felt worse than I've ever felt before. This was because I still didn't feel believed. I feel sad for Stacy and what she's been through. I hope Adam realizes the hurt and damage he has caused. I now want to put this awful experience behind me and begin to rebuild my life. I hope I can move on from this and look to the future. Poor fucking kid.
Those are words from a teenager.
James. Yeah.
Somebody saying, a teenager saying, I hope I can put my life back together.
Yeah, 16.
Oh, that's fucked up.
That's fucked, man.
But boys are terrible, too. Remember in fucking Boogie Nights when the guy's
awful.
like, I like to suck.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Like,
guys are,
because she
especially teenagers.
Because she's having a great time with her life.
Teenagers are disgusting. So they're disgusting, awful people.
The worst men.
So she said the mother, also her mother, came on and said that the whole family had endured heartache, criticism, and slanderous remarks. And she said that there's been thousands of malicious remarks and some disturbing threats of violence made toward her on social media. They bring for the sentencing, they bring a psychiatrist in to talk about footballers in general and their psyches. And it's a sports psychologist, Carol Sehult. And she said this is very common. Yeah. She said just because they are talented footballers doesn't mean they are any more mature in terms of life or social skills. They are not necessarily able to make good decisions about who they should befriend or conduct their lives and relationships. I don't think the rarefied atmosphere of the changing rooms, with a lot of young men indulging in daring talk and bigging things up, is good for them either. They have got money and want to have fun and live life in the fast lane, but don't necessarily see the dangers of it. Now, March 2016, the team, Sunderland, is offering refunds for his jersey.
Really?
Yep, there. Anybody
buying them back?
Who bought a jersey of his with his name on it and his number will be given, you can get up to £68 of refund, depending on the price you paid for it. Anybody who had that. The staff member at the shop said, quote, we'll give you a refund or replace the shirt if you have Johnson on the back and as the current strip. So they're like, we'll shit can that. Mm-hmm. That's their equivalent of like the selling an Aaron Hernandez jersey for $12 or something. They do that. So a lot of people had Johnson on their backs, and they would be fucked now. Now you have this jersey, you spent £68. I feel bad for those people, and I feel bad for everybody. The kid involved. I feel bad for Stacy. I feel bad for all these people, Jimmy.
Yeah.
But not nearly as bad as I feel for Adam Johnson from Edison Park. I believe this is in the United States. He's a suspected drug dealer facing multiple charges after he ran over a police officer's foot while trying to make an escape in his car.
Poor bastard.
He was arrested after police found 3 grams of fentanyl and $2,300 cash in his car in the 7-Eleven parking lot. He got into his car, his Nissan Sentra, pulled away running over a cop's foot. So that guy.
He's going to jail.
Cop foot fentanyl guy I feel bad for. Adam Johnson, event experience manager at Phoenix Raceway in Phoenix, Arizona. A lot of Phoenix ones here. Adam Johnson, realtor. No, you poor bastard. In Phoenix. If you're buying a house in Phoenix, use this poor guy because if you look him up, everybody thinks he's a pedophile. So please help this guy out in Phoenix for Remax Fine Properties. Adam Johnson, Chief Revenue Officer at AU Partners, Inc. in New York City. Adam Johnson, attorney at Johnson, Tabor, and Johnson Law Firm, LLC in the greater Omaha area. Adam Johnson, creative director on-air promo at Crown Media Family Networks in L.A., so he does radio shit. Adam Johnson, area coach at Pizza Hut, LLC in Phoenix.
He's a coach?
A coach.
For Pizza Hut?
Make that pizza. Come on. More pepperoni. Let's go. You can do it. You got that. No one slings pepperoni like this team. What's happening? You can do it.
Like the spin move.
Adam Johnson, Pittsburgh Penguins center, who I think last year signed a contract for a $700,000 deal for the last season that he played.
Not bad.
Finally, Adam Johnson, Mississippi College associate head coach for women's soccer.
Oh, God.
You poor bastard. It's soccer. Guess what, too? He's from England. He's an English Adam Johnson involved with soccer and young girls. I just feel terrible for this man. It's not him. If they looked him up, oh yeah, maybe he'll go to that school. Oh no,
not that
one. A pedophile there. Yeah, he graduated. Poor guy. So March 24th, 2016 is sentencing. Stacy is with him and Adam and the family the night before his sentencing, helping him make videos for the daughter to watch on the birthdays he's going to miss. So he's got to make future videos.
You wore this to my last birthday, Dad.
Yeah. So they bring in the psychiatrists that have talked to him for his sentencing. And one of the doctors said that he viewed his victim like any of the girls he met. That's what he told the doctor. He said, quote, I put her age out of my mind. I was sexually interested, but she was just another girl, another opportunity. She was attractive enough, another one to get with. Enough. She's attractive enough. I'll bang her in my car behind a Chinese takeaway. Fuck it. That's the way he said. He did say that he expressed genuine remorse for his actions. However, he appeared to show little contrition before his sentencing, at one point smirking and winking to a friend during court, which you shouldn't. You should look pretty solemn.
Stare at the judge.
Psychologists also examined him, saying that he needed treatment, but he does not pose a significant risk to children. He's not going out looking for 8-year-olds. You got to have tits. That's what he's looking for. He just wants someone who looks hot in 21. He doesn't care if they're 12, 30. He doesn't give a fuck. He's gross.
I hate that they say not a significant risk to children. She's literally a child.
Exactly. We're saying he's not going to schoolyards strolling for it.
He's not looking for infants.
Still, don't care.
Boy.
The medics described him as having a very high libido and a tendency to engage in sexual activity to a compulsive degree with a number of women. They said, and his defense team even said that he had a compulsive attitude toward engaging in sexual activity. By the way, he was stripped of all his England caps for all of his national play. He's been completely ostracized. Doctor's report said, quote, Johnson said, quote, being in prison would offer some relief. I just want to let people I have hurt get on with their lives. Okay. That's what he said here. So, wow. He also tells report. This is the police said the girl should have been safe, but was used by the public figure she looked up to most. Fame, celebrity, and a position of power does not give you the right to break the law in pursuit of whatever you desire. So, prosecution here really lays into him good, saying he was in the habit of meeting girls on the way back from training to have sex, and that he openly encouraged and promoted his supporters. The sister encouraged the supporters to repeatedly and doggedly abuse the 15-year-old victim on social media. That's fucking ridiculous. That is ridiculous. This is the final thing that she says before sentencing. The prosecutor says, quote, the Crown's case is that sexual activity took place and the defendant and the girl kissed with tongues for some time, during which the defendant unbuttoned her jeans and undid the zip. So the prosecutor said that the defendant then stopped what he was doing. He did not, as you would believe, have a sudden pang of conscience, an epiphany, an experience of sudden and striking realism. She said that he instead suggested that they drive to a more secluded place.
Oh, good Lord.
Where further sexual activity took place, because they were behind a Chinese food place.
Less chance of getting caught.
So this is fucking gross, man. I'm disgusted. So the defense says this is not the case of a predatory pedophile who has sought out children for sexual purposes. This is an aberration. Sorry. That's all you need. Just one. One aberration is good. The judge, this is going to be a good British fuck off. He says, quote, this is Jonathan Rose. He says, this will be your first prison sentence. This is all entirely your fault. That's a great way to put it. This is your fault.
Don't forget.
Don't forget that. There's an abuse of trust. You are trusted by young fans to behave properly. He said the victim had been a fan who would wait for him to take pictures of her favorite player who knew her age, he says. He then said, that was known to you. To put it another way, she had only just turned 15 when you began grooming her because you were to admit you found her sexually attractive. You made a deliberate decision to engage in sexual activity with this young girl, no doubt, in the expectation that you would get away with it because both she and you would delete all WhatsApp messages referring to your contact, and because you thought you could rely on her to tell no one, just as you had asked. He then says that he lied repeatedly. He did so while not pleading guilty, while leaving this girl hanging so he could continue to collect his $60,000 a week salary. That's why he didn't do it. He said, quote, "You lied about the nature and extent of your contact with her, and you lied then and throughout the months which followed about the level of sexual activity with her. You had every opportunity to enter guilty pleas to the matters you finally admitted to in the court, but chose not to do so. And one consequence of that is that the girl was regarded as a liar by her peers and by the football supporters who would chant abuse about her. Little wonder by the time of this trial, she had, in her words, endured a year of abuse, of being called a liar and more graphic insults, and was deeply upset by what you had done to her and by her treatment, such as she required counseling, and such that she has reached the lowest ebb after she gave evidence." He then told him the offenses happened at a time when you were engaged in frequent sexual intercourse with multiple partners. He also outlined how various medical professionals had agreed that he suffered from compulsive sexual behavior for which he will need treatment. Yeah. You, sir, may fuck off. 6 years in prison.
It's pretty good.
It's not bad.
It's pretty good.
It's not bad. 6 years is okay. I'm okay with it. I would like them more, obviously, but 6, whatever. He also must pay $50,000 prosecution costs, 50,000 pounds, which he doesn't give a shit about.
He's
that.
Pretty well canceled, though, right? It's over for him, right?
He said that, this whole thing, it's ridiculous, fucking honestly. The prosecutor said that he exploited a young starstruck fan, actively grooming her for a number of months. He had a single-minded pursuit of his own sexual gratification.
Gross.
Oh, yeah. We should all be clear there's only one victim in this case, the 15-year-old girl he sexually assaulted. The situation has a devastating effect on the young victim, and it's my sincere hope that she and her family will be granted the respect and space they deserve to recover and build their lives. Yeah. So, wow. He said the chief executive of, I believe, the Sunderland team, he said urgent action was required to ensure the Johnson case was not symptomatic of a cultural problem within football.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've done all checking, and it's isolated to one event.
Yeah. Stacy said what he did was wrong in the eyes of the law. She was a child, and he should have known better. Even so, the sentence was a shock. I thought it was extreme. Yeah. So Stacy thinks he's in for too long.
Oh, Stacy.
Now, April 2016, the former editor of The Sun, David Dinsmore, was convicted of breaching the Sexual Offenses Act after the paper inadvertently identified the teenage victim here. Paper published an article headlined "Soccer Ace and Girl He Betted" and contained a photograph of the girl with Johnson taken from her Facebook page. Jesus fucking Christ. The photograph in question with the subheading "Johnson in pose with his 15-year-old fan." The girl's image had been obscured and a different background had been photoshopped in, but it's clear that they took it off her social media and did that. They didn't change her clothing or anything like that. They said that just the background and her face.
Why would you even do that?
It's so fucking stupid. So, yeah, he was ordered to pay 1,300 pounds and 1,000 pounds in compensation. So that's all it was. He got a fine. Fucking big deal. So May of 2016, an eBay seller, people are selling game-worn jerseys by Adam Johnson for 600 pounds now. Jeez. Now they blew up in price. Yeah, this one here, they're saying that
gross.
Yeah. They're the hot item now because people returned them and they're not available, much like Aaron Hernandez was for a while there too. That's what happens. So July 2016, he has an appeal. He appeals this shit.
Boy.
Shut up and sit there.
You pled.
You fucking pled. So his sister, of course, Johnson's appeal fight page on Facebook, she puts up. Adam's appeal against his sentence has now been lodged. Thanks everyone for your support. And it was liked by 8,000 people. So they deny his appeal.
Yeah.
March of 2017, he sells his house there, sells the mansion. He's losing about $250,000 on his original asking price. It's a 5-bedroom property. Let's see here. It was on the market for $1.85 million, and he sold it for $1.7 million here.
So he still made money on it.
Still made money. Looks like a nice place. He bought the house for $1.575 million. So yeah. They described it in the listing as prestige and rarity, which offers luxury living on a grand scale.
Yeah.
A magnificent home in which to entertain. The vendors have invested in further upgrades in the main house, including adding a games room with built-in bar and cinema room fully fitted for group film viewings.
Bring the wipes because the previous tenant had herpes.
He's a whacking it.
And he had herpes.
And he had something. We don't know what. Active members of the family haven't been forgotten with a first-floor gym with a walnut floor that leads into the mezzanine level above the garden. Okay. While the landscaped outdoor space will appeal to the gardeners, the property is a golfer's dream with its own putting green. Oh my. So in jail, apparently Stacy brings the daughter 4.5 hours back and forth to see him in jail. Yeah, she said, I didn't want Isla to go to a prison full of sex offenders, but she needed to see her dad. He's in like a sex offender prison.
Gross.
All sex offenders. Imagine that place smells like jizz all the time. God. She had to go through a metal detector, and I had to hold her while guards patted her down. It was a horrible experience. We sat in a room full of sex offenders, and I felt paranoid, like they were looking at Isla. A lot of them were. That's why. They're gross. There was one guard who searched me every time I went to the toilet. We would sit across the table, Adam wearing a prison-issue gray tracksuit. He said he was sorry for what he put me through. He said he didn't realize what he had done until he lost it. When Isla was tucked into bed, I would cry. So, yeah, he... Wow, his daughter would ask, when are you coming home? And he'd say, someday. Yeah, this is a fucking mess. She said that the little kid's on medication, so that's interesting.
Isla?
Yeah, so that's some sort of anti-anxiety medication. I think it's more for her. I don't know. He said, quote, I do worry about Isla in the future. She is one of the people who will have to cope with bullying and cruel remarks from other kids and their parents and podcasts. Yeah. Yeah, she now lives in a 5-bedroom home, which Johnson bought for her. She said that she's been working on a whirlwind of plans for his pending release eventually. I'm looking forward to Isla getting her dad back, and I will be friends with him for her sake, but I'm nervous about it as well. I was so in love with him before. Now I feel like I don't know him. He's been dead for 3 years. Yeah, she said that I'm not in love with him anymore. I'm a lot stronger now. I won't take him back. You can forgive, but I will never forget what he's done. I would struggle to trust any man now. Good. Yeah, he deserved to go to prison because he did something wrong. Yeah, she said that about Isla, poor little thing. She never asked for any of this, did she? Now I want to just get on with my life. 2017, she dumps him and is going out with another footballer.
Hell yeah.
She is going out with a former Sunderland winger, so an ex-teammate here probably, Gary Medine. And he, of course, has been to jail twice already, too.
Stop it.
Of course. Not for diddling anybody.
Well.
No. They were dating for 2 months, but she came out in 2017. And Adam Johnson said that he was absolutely gutted by it. He said it was terrible. As far as he was concerned, he was still with Stacy, so he feels like he's been betrayed.
Okay.
That's what he tells the newspaper.
Well,
he has.
Guess how she felt, you fucking weirdo.
Yeah, I guess Medine here in 2014, he was sentenced to 18 months in jail for attacking two fans in separate nightclub assaults and had a previous conviction for attacking a man in a pub.
Okay, so he's got a short temper.
Short temper, likes to booze.
Let's have that around my daughter.
Let's bring that around the baby.
God, Jesus.
So Adam in jail is taking on a 20-pound-a-week job cutting hair while serving a sentence.
Really?
And he's cutting fucking kid fuckers' hair. I just fuck it up all. Sorry, asshole.
Yeah.
He's got to be one of the tougher people in there, I would think. He's a professional athlete, for fuck's sake. I would think he could.
Should be more.
Soccer's a rough sport.
And he's young.
Yeah. These are probably a bunch of creepy
old men.
Yeah. Motherfucker, you don't like it? You don't like your fucking haircut? I wrote bitch in the back of it. Hope you like that. He says he's still, but he's still pulling in a bunch of money. He makes $250,000 every year he's locked up behind bars. Not from soccer, because he invested his $5 million fortune before he left in property and high-interest funds before being sent down.
Genius.
All the money that was going to be sitting there, he's like, well, fucking invest it. I'm not going to be able to use it anyway. So he put it all in there. He'll be pulling in 5,000 pounds a week from his investment portfolio, even without doing anything.
Unbelievable.
So he's going to make 20,000 pounds a month for nothing.
Wow.
Source said he's earned big money for years and had a good team of financial advisors. He had the big footballer house and the cars, but he never really super flamboyant with his cash. He'll still be an extremely wealthy man when he's freed.
Great.
Great. Yeah, great. March 2019. Stacy does an interview, and she says that the daughter loves him, and she said that he's ruined my life though, but I don't want to call him a monster because my little girl will read this one day. I know he adores Isla, and he will come out and be a good dad. So she also says that she's decided she's going to tell the kid about this when she's about 13. That's when she's going to tell him, by the way, your dad wanted to fuck a kid about your age.
Why isn't Daddy around? Let me tell you.
Let me tell you that. Yeah, that's what she says. She said that the prison sentence was longer, but she thought it was a little bit extreme. She thought they made an example of him. She said, which, whatever. Yeah. She said, but Isla is what I worry about. She's the one who might have to cope with bullying and cruel remarks. I don't worry about him anymore. It's taken me a long time, but I finally have closure. She gets a job. She begins working for Evolve Group. She said working 16 hours a week for the IT company. Basically, she's like a PR person. Okay. She is going to... this will put her in contact with a lot of professional football players as well, because that's what she's going to be, like a liaison for PR shit.
Working 18 hours a week.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's not a, yeah.
God, I want that job.
All the articles were like, she pulled up and they talked about her car. She has this white Mercedes. They talked about her $1,700 purse that she has. Like, it was like an article, but also like a fashion breakdown. Sure. Of her, like, she came to work in her so-and-so Mercedes with a fucking whatever $1,700 bag and this kind of pumps. Yeah. Like, literally, that's what the thing was.
She looked great.
March 22nd, 2019, he is released from jail.
Oh, boy.
Released, so did less than 3, so did half.
Oh, boy.
That's fucking ridiculous. Christopher Stacy, co-director of Unlock, a charity for people with convictions, said that Johnson should be allowed to resume his playing career.
Should he?
Oh, he told the press, quote, people leave prison every day and face difficulties with getting work. It's especially difficult for people convicted of sexual offenses. There's a reason for that, fuckwad. The media fascination with Adam Johnson says less about him and his crime and more about us as a society. That we want to keep kids safe from people trying to fuck them.
That we're scared to death of people. This is the worst person.
That's the number one thing that we try to do is keep kids from getting fucked by adults. Right. We really try hard for that one. So it's top of the list on shit. Also,
because the next step for guys like this that want to fuck kids is to make sure there's no witness.
That's the point.
That's the problem.
That's the progression.
That's the horrible part.
That's the progression.
I'm not saying that Adam Johnson's going to be a murderer.
No.
I'm saying he likes to fuck kids.
No, but when and when you're talking about...
Probably doesn't want to be caught again.
This guy says, do we want people to be punished forever? I feel like this guy's like 8 like a fucking diddling convictions in his background. He said, quote, that appropriate safeguarding restrictions have put in place regarding him. So... He says he wants to play again, but can he play abroad? The one person said he's clearly a talented player and would get into many a team, but even with the lengthy spell behind bars, China or the Gulf states are probably his best option, where there's no human rights or anything like that, right. So who cares? They don't give a shit. You could buy a 15-year-old there. They'll be like, so? Did he pay for her? No. Oh, well, no wonder why. Of course, he should have paid someone for that.
That is theft of goods and services.
That's theft,
Everybody knows that.
They said also a Turkish league is a big contender.
Gross.
It's been suggested that he could maybe come to MLS, in the U.S., but the United States have a pretty strict visa rules that would prohibit diddlers from coming in. We generally don't let pedophiles across the border as much as possible.
We like to keep them in-house.
Yeah, we got plenty. That's because we have too fucking many. Hey, no more. We got our own.
We got a surplus. Thanks.
We're good. He's got career plans, though. Yeah. He says that he realizes he'll never play for a club in this country due to his nature of his convictions, but he's got other plans, though. And he says no clubs will go near him. So, quote, he's looking at becoming an agent.
Oh, boy.
He reckons once things have died down, he'll be able to try to concentrate on that. He's got the contacts and the knowledge of the game to do it and hopes former teammates and friends will help him get started. That's who I want to fucking hitch my shit to, a fucking diddler. He is desperate to do something. He's got millions in the bank, but he's worried that if he doesn't do something rewarding, he'll just end up in the boozer every day.
Well, you're
diddling more girls.
$20,000 a month, man. You don't have to do anything.
That's the thing.
You don't have to.
He's hanging out with Stacy again. Yeah. They said they've seen his car parked outside her home. He even spent overnight times there.
No.
They said one source said Stacy and Adam have been spending quality time together. He's driving things, but she's taking things slowly. Stacy publicly said the relationship was burned out, but the embers are still burning bright.
Eesh.
So who knows? It's believed that he came up to visit her 5 times over a couple weeks. And April 2019. he makes a big press release. I would like to take this opportunity to publicly express my remorse for my actions. I am so very sorry for the effect my conduct has had on those directly and indirectly involved. It should never have happened, and I deeply regret what I did. I now want to concentrate on the future, and I want to demonstrate through my actions that I am committed to repaying them for their support. They said, are you going to play football again? And his father said, no comment. There's that. So they find him out walking with his sister one day right after that. He's walking around wearing a 100,000-pound watch.
Oh, my God.
What? He's got like track pants and a T-shirt and a watch that costs over 100,000 pounds.
5 months of $20,000 a month
it's
on
a
his wrist.
Richard Mille. I don't know fucking expensive things. I don't know shit like that. I know Rolexes are good. I don't know anything else. This is Mille. I'm sure people who know fancy watches will know this. One of the most expensive watches in the world, apparently, these are. He's wearing that. A source said, to look at Johnson now, you'd never know he'd been inside. His victim's family will be horrified to see him flaunting his wealth like this. Yeah. And he apparently in 2012, him and Jackie Chan did like some sort of, there was a partnership between the watch company and the Manchester City and some film thing. And anyway, it ended up Adam Johnson and Jackie Chan were promoting these watches.
Oh, no.
Jackie Chan, yeah. So I don't know if he paid for that watch or what, but he's got a $100,000 watch on. 2019, he's out. June of 2019, he's out. Shit-faced, stumbling around the sidewalks.
Oh, boy.
Partying. They have images of him. Looks hammered at 1:20 a.m. on a Saturday night. A friend has to help him stand up straight. He spent about 250 pounds on bottles of vodka inside.
Killing it.
And spent the night trying to score with an 18-year-old.
Oh, no.
And hook up with some 18-year-old blonde chick, and that's the picture of him like, huh? He also twisted his ankle and fucked himself up and had to be fucking like carried off.
God.
So he's a goddamn disaster. Can't get enough of Adam Johnson? Well, you can buy a game-worn jersey of his that he signed.
Yeah.
You don't even have to, have any sexual activity with him or anything. This here is one from, what is it, NateDSanders.com. The starting bid for this was $500.
What?
Get the fuck out of here. $500 for a starting bid? No, I don't think so.
Unbelievable.
Unless he's going to try to have sexual relations with me afterwards.
It hasn't been bid yet?
I don't know if that one, who knows if that's an old one or what, but there you go. That's Adam Johnson, a real asshole.
Still out there trying to get teenagers.
Oh, he's still out there.
They're legal, but that's still gross.
He is. Oh, yeah. He's going after 18-year-olds.
Oh, my.
Imagine knee-deep in a texting swarm right now. He's just all over the apps, and it's probably really gross.
What is that?
He's into sex.
Yeah,
Dude's into it. He's got a thing.
There's something there.
He's got a thing that, it's not a normal sex drive. Like,
no.
Dudes are gross, but that's normal. This is beyond dudes are gross.
Yeah.
This is just like, what the fuck is wrong
Generally,
with you?
guys that are into
kids.
kids.
This is disgusting.
Yeah. Generally, guys that are into kids, it's because they couldn't get them then. But he's been getting them forever.
Yeah. He just saw this chick.
That's just what he's into.
He likes him looking 18 to 20, and that's what she looks like. And he's like, cool, I'm going to bang this chick. He didn't even think about he's so into himself. I don't even think he thought.
Yeah.
Like, I hope she's not young.
Right.
Like, even though he knows she's young. He's full of shit. He doesn't care. I'm not going to get caught. I'm me.
Yeah.
I told her not to say anything, so she won't, because I'm me, and she idolizes me.
I was 16 and kissed a 14-year-old and felt like a creep. It was
Meanwhile,
gross.
you were in like 4 of the same classes.
Right.
That's what I mean.
I was like, this is gross.
And you had the maturity of an 11-year-old, and she probably had the maturity of a 17-year-old, so she should have felt gross.
She should have felt gross.
But that's Adam Johnson, everybody.
I'll bet she did.
She did. She felt gross for other reasons.
Yeah.
That's Adam Johnson. That is a real asshole. And I hope you enjoyed that asshole.
Oh, boy.
If you did, tell us about it. Get on Apple Podcasts. Let us know what's up here. 5 stars would be wonderful. We would appreciate that. That purple icon that you listen to podcasts on an iPhone with, please. Helps a lot. Also, head over to shutupandgivememurder.com for everything crime and sports and small town murder, including merchandise. Tons of great merchandise on there and information, and there'll be updates on there when we decide to do more virtual live shows, which are going to happen. So check all of that out at shutupandgivememurder.com. If you want to follow us on social media, very easy to do that, at Crime and Sports on Twitter and Facebook, at Small Town Murder on Instagram. Super easy. Get all the shit up to date at the very second it happens. As well as all of that, if you would like bonus material, boy, do we have bonus material. We have so much bonus material. Every other week or so, you're going to get a damn show. Every other week, definitely, and possibly more, but at least every other week, you're going to get Crime and Sports and Small Town Murder, all for the same Patreon. And even if you don't listen to Small Town Murder, the episodes are rarely like a Small Town Murder episode. They're not at all. Last week we watched the Chris Watts documentary and talked about that, which was fucking gross. I am just grossed out by people right now.
Yeah.
I swear to God. Between Adam Johnson and Chris Watts, I can't take it anymore.
Scum is thick.
Absolutely. But for Crime and Sports, last week's episode was hilarious. It was athlete impersonators, people impersonating athletes, athletes impersonating each other. Unbelievable when someone is 6'3" and says, "Yeah, I'm Bill Russell." Where do you hear why he's not 6'11" anymore, or 6'10" anymore? It's pretty fucking amusing. So you can do all of that at patreon.com/crime and sports. And also, Jimmie will mispronounce your name in the producer's shout-outs, which are coming up in just a moment. In addition to that, if you just want a shout-out and to be a great person with good karma, you can do that as well over at PayPal using our email address, crimeandsports@gmail.com, which is also a good way to get a hold of the show.
Of course.
You can do all of that. With that all said, Jimmie, you know what? Some people suck and some people are great. And we've encountered a lot of shitty people, but I need the list of the people who would never, ever, ever lure 15-year-old girls into their Range Rover for behind the Chinese restaurant diddling. Jimmie, hit me with these people right now.
This week's executive producers are Lisa Letterman. What did I do? God damn it! On the second
name?
one,
Jesus Christ.
Lucy. Yes, Crookshank. Anthony Foley, Andrew Couch, Riddell Turner, Chris Hornberger, Jesse G. Tony Arzaga, yes. Hector Grimshaw, Jared Watkins, Joanne Ahern, Sean Snedden, Molly McDermott. Hang in there. She's doing it. She's going through it. Rachel Funderburk, Karen James, and Jordan Bennett. You guys, we can't do it.
Thank you guys so
every
much.
Week I say it, but for real, thank you so much.
The greatest. Thank you.
Other producers this week are Ernesto Ortiz.
Hey,
we love
Ernesto.
Ernie's
What's up,
best.
buddy? We love her. We miss you, Ernesto.
You're a good man.
Fucking miss the shit out of you, brother.
You're one of the reasons I miss doing shows here.
Absolutely. He's a Phoenix comic who's one of the few that we like, honestly.
Adore, really.
And he's
terrific.
Funny too. Very funny guy.
Find him on Twitter or wherever.
Yeah.
Ernesto Ortiz. I don't know what his handle is. It's probably like
I don't know. If you look up that, you'll find him.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
He's a great guy.
He'll be friends with us.
Yeah.
Or following us.
Yeah. You'll know
that's
that.
the guy.
Yeah.
Other producers are Risa Wadden, I think, Anthony Munoz, Patricia Hilliard.
Offensive lineman for the Cincinnati Bengals?
I think so.
He's a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer.
Thanks, Anthony Munoz. Sorry, Ernesto. Anthony's cooler.
Patricia Hilliard, Shannon St. Louis. She's the daughter of St. Louis. Emily Petrowski.
That's wonderful.
Juanita Sinan. I don't think that's Simon. I think it's Sinan. Giovanna Vargas. Lee Jennings. Oh, boy. Kat Ferguson. I mean, this isn't going to be a good week for me. Rosie Goldstein, Dave Brown, Tina Gresham, Elizabeth J., Michaela Campbell, Kayla Christina. Here's what I did. I figured I write better with pencil, so I wrote it in pencil. I can't read pencil. I can write better, but I can't read.
Reading is the other issue.
Kayla Christine, Michaela Campbell, Elizabeth J., Dylan Marsh, Kyla Joy, Martha with no last name, Valerie Ann Woods, Destiny Woolslayer.
Better with that light?
Nope.
Okay, never mind. Turn another light on for Jimmie. It's not helping.
No, so the light actually bounces off the pencil. So now
it's
now the whole sheet's just a blur.
Now it's like wet asphalt.
I'm going to do my best.
Okay.
Listen, Sarah Turner, I said that. Michelle Themmons, Destiny Woolslayer, Eliza Rose, Joe Freeman, Miles Joyner, Michelle Warren, Bonsai Hansen, Frank, what did I do? Crowley, Maureen Perno, Corona Protze, I think, Protze. Brendan with no last name, Reed with no last name, Kate Foshi, Benjamin Fresco, Rachel Barters, Dominic Penix, I think. That can't be penis, right?
I hope not.
Ordo Discordei. Whoa, boy. Nope, it's never going to happen. Cynthia Jones, that's Julie Brooks, Amanda Kavanaugh, Elizabeth Rochelle, Carmen Perez, Jeff Watson, Jordan with no last name, Meg Good, 1981, Casey Boyce. Katie Medwid.
Hey.
That's what I did. Michael Ratkovich. I know a guy named Kovich, and he's a fucking rat, so that makes sense. Bubble Sprite, Sarah Grusing, Jessica Kempfer, Talia Dabbs, Clayton Barney. Oh my God. John? That can't be right.
Jono.
John? Jono.
Oh, I was going to say.
Jono win. Clayton.
All of that hemming and hawing for John, Jimmy. There's an issue here.
Clayton Barney, Talia Dabbs, Mary Greats, Maddie with no last name, Nikki Albertson, Eric Gonzalez, Julia Kaleher, Samantha Pitchell, Raylene Gutierrez, Ashley Whittam, Mike Jefferson, Jeremy Barella, it's Italian, James. Who knows? Alex Haywood, Anastasia Sigelski, I think. No, probably not. Luke Hopper, Jackie Meadows, Carolyn Edwards, Adam Crane, Steph with no last name, Kim Bales, Emily Osborne, Mary Mihaffey, Christy Pacholich, Drunk Bray Wyatt, that's a wrestler, right?
Yes,
I think so. Nick Longley, probably Luke's kid.
I'm sure.
Bradley Drivdahl, Susan Nichols, Patrick Crickell, no, Creakle, Maureen Kavanaugh, Trevor Bald Guy, Summer Blinko, Becky, nope, that's Beck JL, Susan Nichols, I said that, Nick Bunting, Garver Cole, Heather Dustman, Jesus, Michaela Reginek? That can't be right. Connor Francis, Dulce Garcia, Megan Ray, David Watts, what is this, Stephanie May? I think that's right. Kayla Christine, Katie with no last name, Brooke Chatta, Cindy Filzen, Metal Mike 68, Martha with no last name, Jamie with no last name, Joey Scarlett, Trey Wildly, I think, Kate Hayden, Cat Hayden, God damn it. David with no last name, Jeremy Swenson, David Plant, Ryan Quick, Katie Bartman, Maya Panette, N.D. Abbott, Lance Howard, Holly Norwood, Brady K, Sammy Wagner, R. Choo Choo, Robin James, Johnny Flores, Lisa Watson, Brian Corcoran, Stephanie Vassar, probably Phil's daughter.
I'm sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, I wouldn't doubt it.
I do that so I can fix this. Elizabeth Goldstein, Lori Saucy, Matt Graff, Hannah Waters, Luis Moreno, Naima J, Daniel Oliver, Danny Chestnut, Paula Hlade, Hlade, that's never going to happen. Cassandra Lee Piddle, Leanne with no last name, Adam Joel Rottenberry, Brady, Barry, I don't know. Braden with no last name. Tiffany Savage, Caitlin Payne.
What a disaster.
Rory Owen, Gabrielle Moline, Lydia Plant. God damn it. Carol Young, Rob Gold, Russ Kieran, I think. Rebecca Stanovich, Sam C., Daniel Morgan, Jennifer Reed, Christina Ward, Robert Farmer, Emma Thomas, Jared Watkins. CPS took it. She's crying.
CPS took her baby. She's crying. Her.
God, that's the best documentary ever made. Madison Snotherly, Donis House, Jason Stewart, Anders Hansen, Kaylin Fraser. God damn it.
She's the sexiest of the White family.
She makes the boo-coos and the boo-coos. Cricket Hilliard, Info Sports Now, Sophie Aitken, William Horton, probably Tim's son, right?
I assume. Or he hears a who, one of the two.
Sandy with no last name. Crystal Moon, Becky Safarik, Dustin Gibson, Tammy Yerkes, Addison Berkey, I think, Ben Slater, Ghosty with no last name, Lupe with no last name, Leanna Martin, Heather White, Scott Hamilton, Sarah Grubb, Rebecca Mildren, Will Hart, Mariah, I think, Maria. It's too many letters. It doesn't make sense.
You looked at me. I don't have it in front. I don't know what the fuck I was.
Sinead with no last name. Ken Jr., Darla Percy, Ashlyn Michelle, Michael Reeves, Melissa Kakapoo PP Shire. What? Right. Royal is her last name. James Martyr, and he donated both ways.
Well,
James has been around forever. Thank you so much.
Man.
Bill Nickel, Brandon Jane, Kyle Garretts, Peggy Gerard, Jennifer Franklin, Anthony Foley, Emily Klaus, Brett King, Julie Smith, Chris Steele, Kimberly Diane, Jody Petzmeyer, SB with no last name, Lee Cast, Libosaurus Rex, Javette Clark, oh boy, Taylor with no last name, Thomas Malloy, Callie with no last name, Colleen Harrigan, Meisenholder, Meredith Baker, Ashley Aranda.
Oh man.
I'm really just not good at this. Erica Fowler. I don't know why I promised this when I'm terrible at it. Evan Carey. Callum Lane. Kyle Nordberg. Kelly Weaver. John with no last name. Luke Kane. Annie Bull. Marco Luna. Tanya Christie. Batman with no last, because that's
he doesn't
what
need
it is.
It's Batman.
We know him.
Yeah.
And shit and Nerner. What? Aw, shit and Nerna. Oh, boy. Casey Marr, Elizabeth Rakowski, Christy Torpy, yes, Mandy Grafeo, Emily Costa, Christina Anderson, Melissa Sigler, Tiffany, begrudgingly getting it right, Tiffany Reynolds, Erica Parra, Kat Hayden. I said she donated like 3 times
wow,
this week.
thank you so much.
Kat.
Appreciate it.
Kyle McGovern, Jessica Ruker, Callan Boyle, Chris Brown, Jason DeMeo, Joseph Merkel, oh boy, Addie Swanner, Chris Turner Neal, Liz Hernandez, Jennifer Kubala, Taylor with no last name, Erica, probably with an X.
That sounds like a pornographic He-Man character. Erica, Lord of the rock hard penis.
I dig her. Aaron with no last name, Teddy O'Donovan, Kathy Heffelfinger, I think. You know what that.
Wow.
Austin, Zoe, Ashley Brill, Flacco with no last name, Kyle Bingham, Kathy, I said that, Charlotte Brooks, Carriana Gerard, Callie, Reginek. Mort Locke, what? Cousin Benny, Ashley Culpepper, Dawn, no, that's David Heller, Molly Jo Rosen, Princess Bright Eyes. As easy as it comes, and I still fuck it up. David Heller, Ashley Culpepper, I said that. Laura Clark, Hunter Bresnick, and his girlfriend Sarah Cipriano. Quentin, what is this? Quentin Kirkham, David Ruiz, Sol Rivera, Bam Bam, Kim West, Connie Spencer Bellin. I don't know if that's a W. With Tyson Bone, Chris Red, Mike with no last name, Jonathan Biddy, Vincent Bonato, Leon Young, Kimberly Provost. What? Pronovost? Sierra J. Sarah Pixie De Leon. Thank you so much. She has sent a nice email also. Adam Walsh, Stephen Dunlap, Sarah Randolph, Heidi and Morgan Krieger, Ashley Huddy, Caitlin Crane, Bubba Wilson, Stephen Check, Helen Larson, Megan with no last name, Bree Berry, Doug Brown, David Barber, Shelby Kluver, Lisa Atkinson, Shelley Chapman, Darcy Moore, Sean Huss, Andrew with no last name, Carly Smith, Jennifer Parker, Kobe Nykirk, I think, Emily Goldsworthy. Oh, boy. Amanda Murphy, Chantel Locklear, probably Heather's daughter.
I'm sure it's Heather's daughter, yeah. Positive. You had Merkel, too. You had Angela's daughter.
Son,
absolutely.
Yeah. Leah Howard, Andrew Couch, Kevin Fitzpatrick, Lori Hansen.
Tim's son.
Obviously, clearly. And Jim's daughter, Lori
yeah.
Hansen. Christopher Scott, Sherry Vinosky Gilbert, Ashley Burns, Rain Hooper, Homestretch, Jody Andrews, Louise Wood, happy birthday, Kim Ologist, Crystal Lamb, and birthday. Melissa Rothman.
Wow, happy birthday.
3 of them. What the fuck? Kenneth Hammond, Adam Mears, that's just S, no last name. But Yasharo is part of the email, so I wanted to at least give him some credit, but they gave us nothing but an S.
Just S.
And Norviel, Tanya Poole, Liz Farquhar.
Took pity on you.
Honestly. And then I made it worse. Caitlin Handrahan, Thomas Smith, Ashley Vio, Martina Lee Walonga, of course.
Hey, Martina.
She's terrific.
Yeah,
Holly Pulaski, nope, that's William Comito. Norman Barnett, Craig Cole, Sterling Miles, Shannon, or maybe it's Shanann Hero. I'm not sure.
We don't know anymore. Could be anything.
It could be shenanigans. It could be crazy.
Could be anything.
Jason White, Peyton Meadows, Carrie Morrell, Liz Vasquez, Kevin Pisters, Ivan Lee, Griffin Marzendorfer, Jennifer Baird, Andrew Sullivan, Mary Robinson, Julia Caldiera, Susan Olgis, Amanda Knight, Stacy,
Liz, great people.
Unbelievable. Stacy Hallisey, Sarah Doctor, Foxy Mindy, good for you.
Hey.
Stacy said that. Jennifer Stevens, Hector Grimshaw, Dee Dee Belts, Janice Hill, Rachel Morrison, Neil with no last name, Adam Lomax, Bernie's kid.
Clearly. Neil's kid.
Oh, that was Neil, too.
Neil Lomax, yeah, the quarterback of the Cardinals.
Bernie
back in the day.
from Weekend.
Oh, I know who you're talking about.
Dakota Harrington, Stephen Poe, Alan, Edgar, his kid.
Edgar Allan's son, yeah. Great-great-great-grandson.
Nathaniel Plass, Sarah Erickson over there in, where's she at? I think she's in Arkansas.
Erickson, I don't know, Norway.
Rabbi Shmulyalovich, I don't know. Rhonda George, Marcus White, Sarah Pixie donated twice, Garrett Phelps, Brendan Abels, Elizabeth Burko, Rebecca Hendricks, Kendall Passmore. Where did I go over here? God damn it. Ashley with no last name. Regina Ammon, Kim Caberline, I think. David Jackson, Ashley T, Heather Kelly, Kyle Juarez, Stephanie Mafia, I think. Big J LRG. He's large. Don't forget.
Apparently,
it. Charisma with no last name, and Benjamin Ortiz, and all of our patron supporters. You guys are amazing.
Thank you, everybody, so much. You guys are amazing. Everybody, we just can't do the show without you guys.
It's unbelievable, the support.
Thank you for all the support you give us. We really do appreciate it. We feel it, and it's huge, man. It just, we feel it in our hearts, right in our cold, dead hearts. It's we feel a little. Just a little.
It thumps.
It thumps a little just from
really
you guys. So thank you so much for that. And Jimmie, what if they wanted to get a hold of you and accuse you of diddling a 15-year-old girl?
You can find me at Whisman Sucks. Like Cody Piscatelli or Pistakelli. I don't remember. It's Piscatelli, like Tammy, but different.
But different.
You guys, it's really fucking heartwarming to get the messages that you guys sent, the emails, the things you guys say to us are fucking. It's really.
Thank you, everyone.
Is it mind-boggling or is it stunning? Is it?
I don't understand it at all, so I don't know whatever you want to say for that.
I don't know how we can quote-unquote help people get through their darkness, but man. I'm glad we do, and thank you guys for doing it.
Thank you.
Where can they find you to tell you that weird shit?
I'm at Jimmie P is funny. Yeah. Just copy and paste my name. My name's on there. You'll find it. You know how to find people. What am I telling? It's 2020. You know how to fucking find people. It's almost 2021.
You can find kids.
You can find anybody you want out there.
What was the fucking the porn that he had, James?
Oh, that's the other thing. I didn't say it at the end.
Please tell me.
Oh, my God. I forgot about this. Okay, we got to listen all the way to the end. The porn ended up being dismissed because he said it was jokey. It was just a joke.
What is it?
It was bestiality porn.
Right, but
it was just animals, people fucking animals.
And it's a joke?
Videos. But he said it was just a joke that the blokes pass around between them. So the court, rather than deal with that, was like, well, that's just not dignified. We'll just sweep that one directly under the rug there. No troubles.
Unbelievable.
Jokey bestiality then, all right. They just didn't want a fucking part of it. So, yeah. Jeez, I don't know why I didn't say that. So, anyway, I got distracted by the kid stuff.
I'm glad I brought it back.
Thank you so much for that. Yeah, so find me, yell at me for shit. That said, thank you so much, everybody, for joining us. And like all the time, we will be back next week and every goddamn week live from the Crime and Sports Studios. We will see you next week.
Bye.
If you like crime and sports, you can listen early and ad-free now by joining Wondery Plus in the Wondery app or on Apple Podcasts. Prime members can listen early and ad-free on Amazon Music. Before you go, tell us about yourself by filling out a short survey at Wondery.com/survey.
In the 1980s, a rosé swept the country.
Hey, Mike, I really like this white Zinfandel.
Well, good. Now put it down. We're going to try another one.
White Zin became America's top-selling wine. But most don't know that this sweet drink has a sour history. What began in 1986 with counterfeit bottles,
a big fraud, a multi-million-dollar fraud,
sent investigators chasing one of the most powerful families in the business, the Licciardis. But the closer the feds got to them, the more dangerous things became. It's a story of deceit.
At the time, I was paranoid.
Threats.
You touch my kids, I will kill you.
And murder.
With a .22 caliber bullet to the head.
What started with a scheme to mislabel wine spilled into a blood-soaked battle for succession. Welcome to Bloodvines. You can binge listen to Bloodvines exclusively and ad-free on Wondery Plus. Join Wondery Plus in the Wondery app, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify.